Hey everyone. Welcome back for the third part of What If Naruto Had the Storm Release Bloodline. As always, huge thanks to all of my Patreons. Making these videos would be impossible without you guys' support, especially with all the restrictions YouTube places on my type of content. As always, the full story is already out over there for you guys along with about 30 other different stories you can enjoy. Also, feel free to send me any messages over there if you have any questions or even if you just want to chat. Link to all of that will be in the description. Anyways, everyone, enjoy the video. Chapter 17. Hideout. 9 figures can be seen standing on what seemed like fingers off a giant's hand. Their forms were blurry and seemed to be made out of a static rainbow. The eyes were the only clear thing that was able to be seen from each member. Standing on a platform looking over all of them was a man with purple ringed eyes. Gazing over them as if he was above them. Though in a way, you could say he was. He is God after all. Are you saying that the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki managed to drive off you and Kisame by himself? The man with the strange eyes asked, not showing if he was angry or not. Yes, Pain-sama, Itachi said, looking up at the figure. Itachi had managed to block the attack with one of his more costly moves. He used his Susanoo's Yata mirror. It is capable of blocking everything, but it costs him heavy damage to his eyes. He was not going all out when we were fighting, but he still managed to defeat me. Although I wasn't going all out, plus we underestimated him. He put extra emphasis on the we part because that little brat did a lot of damage to both of them. Wow. I think the walking fish stick and his fishermen got their asses kicked by a 13-year-old. Ha ha ha, the outburst came from the one with black eyes and a scythe. Do we need to go and get him? He spoke mockingly to the two. Shut up, Hidan, you know he isn't our target. The harsh reply came from his teammate. Shut your fucking mouth, you money-hungry jackass. Man, one day I'm going to kill you, Kakuzu. Please. The short reply only seemed to make his partner even angrier. Everyone else just watched annoyed at Hidan's actions. He was not well liked by everyone else in the organization. I hope someone kills this guy already. The hunched-over figure spoke to his partner with blue eyes. I know, Sasori, my man, his art is really horrible. Silence. Pain spoke in a calm but commanding tone that snapped Hidan to attention right away. Itachi, Kisame, can you tell us any information on the Jinchuriki? Yay, he is extremely dangerous with a blade. Genjutsu doesn't seem to work on him, or at least the lower tier one I tried to place him under. He is extremely proficient in his bloodline along with complete mastery over wind and water elements. I will assume from the major lighting attack he is also well adapted in his lighting element. He also has what seems to be mastery over the Nine-Tails chakra. Itachi spoke while recalling all of the things he witnessed Naruto show during the fight. I see. That is bad news, Pain said, narrowing his eyes in slight anger at the boy becoming too strong. You will go after him one more time and go all out without killing him to try and draw out more of his skills. This gained a nod from the two members. Roger, Pain-sama. I will be sure to cut his legs off this time. The two then disappeared. Everyone else is dismissed. Pain motioned for everyone else to leave. Leaving only him, Konan and the masked man. Was that wise, Pain? If he did that much to them while holding back, I wonder what he will do when he isn't holding back. The masked man said in a deep voice. We simply just want to see his skill. The world isn't ready for Akatsuki. Pain was unbothered by his decision and felt he did the right thing. You say that, but if we lose one of them, it is on your hands. The masked man said, giving him a glare enhanced by his spinning red eye. Who are you gazing at with that eye? You forget who has the eyes of God. Pain gave the man a glare of his own, making the man release some of his ki. You forget whose eyes those are. Have you forgotten why I have these eyes? It is because you are not strong enough to wield them, Pain said, releasing some of his own ki. At this point Konan was finding it hard to breathe and decided it would be better for her health if she left. Watch yourself, brat, I can easily get rid of you. The man spoke and got to his feet. Pain simply turned his back to the man and vanished from the transmission. A plant-like thing that was black and white chose this time to rise from the ground. He is getting too hard to control. Something needs to be done. The black side spoke in an evil tone. That sounds really bad considering I am black. He won't do anything. He knows I can still beat him. The masked man said and started to leave in a vortex-like hole. When Pain opened his eyes again, it was to the view of a village covered in rain and covered storm clouds. His purple eyes looked over everything until someone spoke up behind him. I don't trust him, Nag. It is Pain. He cuts her off sharply. I don't trust him, Nagato. We need to do something about him. She spoke unbothered by his sharp tone he took with her. I know, but he is still useful to our goal. Once we have it we can get rid of him and live out our friend's dream at last, Pain said, opening his arms to the village like he was showing a grand reveal. Konan smiled at remembering how her friend would do the same thing when he talked about his dream. For a second she saw the body of her friend but without the metal rods, and a smile was on his face instead of the emotionless face he has now. Yes, but do you think we are going at this the way he would want? She puts her head down and doubt slowly creeps up in her heart along with the guilt of all the things they have done and plan to do. Pain looks at her, making her shift uncomfortably with his gaze on her. You are not losing faith in me now after all this time? Konan couldn't believe he could ask her something like that after all they have been through. How can you say that? After all we have done, it was always me by your side? Konan said, raising her voice at the body of her friend. He stayed quiet for a while, looking at the angry women in front of him. He pictured her as a little girl when she would have the same glare towards him and his friend. She was right, she was always by his side no matter what he did or said. Maybe he took her for granted. No. He wouldn't, he couldn't. Don't question or have doubts in your God, Pain said, turning around, removing his gaze from hers. You are my friend, not my God. Konan spoke in a calm tone not matching the gaze she was sending his back. She then turned around and left the room, leaving the body of her friend to himself. Hanzaku Town. Waiting by the castle was an angry Orochimaru who had several tick marks on his forehead while his butt buddy was watching his master nervously. Damn it, where is that damn big-breasted blonde? Orochimaru spoke, losing his temper at waiting for too long on his former teammate. Kabuto wanted to speak but he was afraid of being under the punishment of his master. I swear when I see her next time. He is stopped when a piece of paper falls down in front of his face. Kabuto grabbed it because of his master's arms and opened the note only to gain a tick mark at what he sees. What is it, Kabuto? Did Tsunade send a message saying she will be late? He walked up to him and read the message, but he also gained a tick mark. In the paper was a drawing of a penis. Along the bottom was a little message for them both. To Snake Pito and his butt buddy. I, Naruto Uzumaki, have kidnapped Tsunade Senju and will be taking her back to the Leaf Village, so if you got a problem with that. I don't give a damn. Oh, and tell Kabuto when I see him I'm going to kill him. That bastard was peeking on Anko in the hot springs. Your pal Naruto. Peas, this will blow up in 5 seconds. That brat. When I get my hands on him he will wish he was dead. And what were you doing peeking on girls? Orkamaru turned to glare at the glasses wearing boy who started to sweat nervously. Well, I was trying to see how her curse mark was removed. Kabuto spoke, trying to come up with an answer that will calm his angry master. Liar. Just for that I won't stop tonight even if someone comes in and spots us. Orochimaru spoke with an evil grin directed towards his favorite plug. Kabuto then tried to run away and hopefully barricade himself in a shelter to avoid punishment. He knew if he was caught no amount of healing would help him walk away from this one. Orochimaru only grinned more. Oh, I love when they run, Kukaku, I will catch you. He then chased after Kabuto with a gleam in his eyes that spelled danger. Naruto. The group had left early in the morning to make their way back to the village using Naruto and his summons to fly to the village, to the amazement of Tsunade and Shizune. Naruto was on a bird with Shizune holding onto him from the back, not wanting to fly off. You know, Shizune-chan, you don't have to hold me so tight, we aren't flying that fast. Indeed they weren't. They were going just fast enough to feel the breeze of the wind blowing hair and clothes. Brat, switch with me, I don't want to be with this pervert. Tsunade spoke, pushing Jiraiya away, who was trying to get a feel for his research. Nah, I like the company of Shizune-chan. Naruto says, bringing Shizune into his arms, making the girl blush heavily. She took the chance to get a feel of Naruto's body and a close look at his whiskered face. Hey, let's make a bet, brat, Tsunade said with a grin at an idea she just had. Oh yay, old lady, what is it? Naruto smirked at making Tsunade angry with his taunts. They have been at each other like mother and son, often making people think they were mom and son when they were next to each other. I bet you can't do your dad's jutsu. She crossed her arms knowing she had an easy win in her record. Oh yay, what are the rewards for this bet? Well, if I win you have to give me all your money and buy me a year's supply of sake. Tsunade grinned at her terms. She was put on guard when Naruto only grinned back at her. Okay, and if I win, Shizune has to be my slave and you give me your necklace. This made Shizune and Hinata gasp and blush while Jiraiya wrote in his notebook like a man possessed. Tsunade-sama, don't take that bet, Shizune shouted over the wind with her face red like a tomato. A part of her wanted nothing more than to wear a maid outfit and submit to anything Naruto-sama ordered her to do. You got yourself a deal. Naruto then chuckled and it turned into a laugh, and despite herself Hinata couldn't help but laugh next to him. I see why they call you the legendary sucker now. Naruto then proceeded to make a Rasengan in his hand. He then coated his hand in Kasumi's chakra and formed the Rasengan into a wind shuriken. The jutsu made a loud screeching sound before Naruto threw it off the bird, and the jutsu blew up into millions of tiny wind blades and caused an explosion so big it parted the clouds. Now Shizune-chan, when we get back I will show you where you will be staying and introduce you to the family. He patted her head. Hinata-chan, would you also like to train with us? Haku-chan likes to go on and on about how good you are at medicine. Hinata blushed. Of course Naruto-kun, I would love to train with you, and I also enjoy making medicine with Haku-chan. She flashed him a warm smile that melted the hearts of men, causing Naruto to pull her to him. Aw, Hinata-chan, you are just so cute. He started to kiss her all over, making her giggle at the affection. I will be taking that necklace, you blonde bimbo, Naruto said with a smirk aimed towards Tsunade, who gained a tick mark. Come say that to my face, you fish cake, she said, getting up on the bird and waving her fist at him. Naruto jumped to her bird and they butted heads, glaring at each other. They then laugh it off, followed by everyone else. Okay Naruto, I will trust in you and this necklace. She took it off and placed it around his neck, leaving it hanging right below his neck. She then gave a motherly kiss to his forehead and smiled warmly at him. Do me proud, Naruto. He could only rub the back of his head and give her a smile back. You know I will, or my name isn't Naruto Uzumaki. He pointed a finger to his chest in all his pride, making the others smile at him. 30. Rukia is walking out of school with her friends Kanemaru and his group along with Hanabi. Naruto had forced the young girl to play with them and she tried to fight back, but it didn't work. Rukia was introduced to the group when Naruto had enrolled her into the academy. Naruto walked her to school and Kono just had to come up and introduce himself. She was a little shy at first but then warmed up once she was attending for a few months. Man, class was so boring today. Kanemaru droned out at having to sit through Irika's boring class. I actually liked the lesson in math today, I found it really helpful, Udon said, pushing up his glasses. Yes, it will make our homework that much easier. Maybe if you paid attention and didn't fall asleep you wouldn't always have to try and copy my homework, Rukia stated, poking him in the shoulder. Yay Kono, are you not getting enough sleep at night? Moegi asked with concern for her friend. Hey, lay off me, it's just that his class is so boring. Maybe if Big Brother Naruto taught the class it would be better, Kanemaru said and got stars in his eyes at the idea. Rukia did not think the same way he did. She knew if her dad was a teacher the class would involve a lot of explosions and property damage. That unruly man will do no such thing. I would rather die than have him teach me. It was clear to everyone that she did not like Naruto for how he treated her. Please, you are just saying that because he doesn't treat you like a princess, Rukia said with a smirk to her female friend. Well, he should. I am a Hyuga after all. Hanabi spoke, blushing with anger at how that man had put her over his shoulder and walked around the village like she was some prize to be won in a game. AAA, my dad is awesome, you are just jealous. Am not. R2. Am not. R2. Can you two just give it a rest already, Jez? Konohamaru rubbed his forehead in exaggeration. Can we just all agree Big Brother Naruto is awesome, Mogi said with a blush on her face. Agreed. The kids say, except for Hanbi, who huffs and turns her head. They then look up and can see 3 thunderbirds in the sky, and Rukia knows who it is right away. She yells to the sky and waves her hands to the sky. Up on the bird, Naruto looks over to see his daughter screaming for him. There's my girl, Naruto says, and everyone looks and sees the black-haired girl with bright purple eyes. Is that your daughter? Tsunade asked. Yep, and looks like I have to pick her up from school. Oh, is that little firecracker? Come on Hinata-chan, your sister is down there as well. He jumps off the bird with Hinata in his arms, who is screaming at their fall, but Naruto is only laughing. Right when they are about to crash to the ground, he uses his wind chakra to catch them in a small tornado that catches them. Papa! Rukia shouts and runs to Naruto, who catches her and spins her around, making the girl giggle. How are you doing, honey? Did you have a good day? He put her on his muscled shoulders. It was okay, it was boring as usual. But it's better now you are back and we can train. Rukia beams with a smile aimed at her dad. You bet we can. Just make sure that stupid sword keeps her comments to herself. As if it heard what he said, the sword seemed to bump his head like it hit him, causing him to glare at the blade, and the sword seemed to hum with laughter. Papa, she says, don't call her a stupid sword or else. Or else what? Is she going to come out the sword and say it to my face? She says yes, once I unlock her Shikai and am able to wield more of my own power. Ha, that will give me the chance to beat her ass. Rukia hits him for his bad language. She says you are thousands of years too young to be a match for her. Rukia says with a little bit of pride in her tone at having such an awesome partner. Oh, so she is an old lady, well I didn't know that. Naruto laughs and Rukia's sword vibrates angrily. She said when she gets out she is going to freeze your balls off and some other things I'd rather not say, Rukia said blushing at the explicit language. So Hanabi, how was your day? Hinata gave her sister a hug that she returned in kind. Boring. Can you help me with my training today, sister? I am having trouble with my posture. Hanabi gave her sister the best puppy dog eyes she could muster up. Oh Hanabi-chan, of course I will help you. Would you like Naruto-kun to help as well? He is a good teacher when you get over the pain. Hinata finished casting a gaze towards Naruto who was talking to Rukia. You get to train with big bro Naruto as well, maybe he can train all of us, Konohamaru said beaming with excitement. No, that will not be necessary. I can train you myself. An old voice filled with kindness spoke walking up. Gramps. He then jumped into the old man's arms. You really will train me? He said with stars for eyes. Yes I will, is that okay with you? Hiruzen said, ruffling his hair. What about us? Mogai asked with Udon next to her. I can also train you too if you want. Hiruzen gave them a smirk because he knew what they would all say. Yes. The three kids gave the old man a bear hug. Hokage office. Man, this place looks the same as the last time I saw it. Tsunade was looking around to see if she could spot anything different from the last time she was in the room. And you will have to find a new assistant to help you, Shizune said, turning her back on Tsunade. Look Shizune, I am sorry about that. But look at the bright side, at least you can be with someone who will be good to you. Tsunade tried to walk up to her long-time assistant and apologize. It's not about that. It's the fact that you bet on me like I was some object. After all I have done for you, I gave up my life to travel with you and you did that to me. I didn't deserve that. Shizune gave Tsunade a glare which made her step back at being on the other end of her student's angry gaze. Tsunade put her head down when hearing her words, she was right. Shizune didn't deserve that she was nothing but good to her all of these years when she could have just let her be. It was her who always helped her escape from the enemies no matter what shape or size they came in. You are right, I am sorry and I hope you can forgive me. Tsunade bowed her head to her long-time student. Shizune was surprised because she knew her master was very prideful and rarely showed respect to anyone. Okay Tsunade-sama, but you owe me. Shizune gave her master a hug that she returned. They broke the hug smiling at each other. Only to hear the claps of Naruto and Jiraiya. Well, isn't that just beautiful? It could make a grown man cry, Jiraiya said climbing in the window followed by Naruto who was smiling at both of them. What do you two want? Tsunade said giving them a glare. I just came to pick up my beautiful helper. Naruto grabbed Shizune and pulled her into his arms and dipped her like they were dancing making the girl blush. And Naruto-kun not in front of people, Shizune said hiding her face in his neck. Ah don't be shy Shizune-chan, I am sure they would like a show. Naruto gave Jiraiya a wink that made the man pull out his notebook ready to write down what he was going to see. Only for Tsunade to grab Naruto and pull him away and put him in a headlock. You won't be doing anything you brat. Tsunade was squeezing trying to knock him out. Get your manly arms off me hag. He kicked her legs from under her, making her drop to the floor. Naruto then put her in a headlock of his own. Tap out old lady. Never brat. She then got up and back-flopped causing them to fall through the floor and continued their friendly battle. Jiraiya, Shizune and the hidden Anbu only watched in shock as the two kept fighting but everyone could see they were having fun. I don't know how I should feel knowing that he can wrestle Tsunade like that. He has to have some real strength in order to grapple with her like that, Jiraiya said looking down the hole. I know what you mean and they seem to just be playing with each other. Shizune spoke with surprise all over her face and all in her tone. A fight between those two would do heavy damage to the area, especially if he summoned that damn Arashi again. They both shiver at remembering the walking god Naruto can bring out whenever he feels like it. Alright Shizune-chan, are you ready to go? Naruto asked right behind the two, scaring them both. Naruto, how the hell are you not harmed from all of that? Well I just keep healing along with the hag. I swear it would take all day if I wanted to do some real damage to her, Naruto said scowling at that. Yay, and this brat with his damn endless stamina will take forever to put down. Tsunade appeared next to Naruto with her own scowl. I find other ways to make use of my stamina, Tsunade-chan, Naruto whispered the last part in her ear making the women blush along with Shizune who caught what he said. Gee get out brat. She punched him through the window and he was laughing all the way. He appeared back in a blue flash and grabbed Shizune by the waist. "Alright, I will see you when I see you." He left in a blue flash to his compound. "So what did he say this time?" Jiraiya asked. Tsunade blushed and sputtered. "Gee, get out, pervert." She hit him out the window as well. "Now let's get to work." Tsunade sat behind her desk and did just that. 1 month later. "Papa, that was the best movie I've ever seen in my life. Can we go see it again?" Rukia said, running out of the movie theater. "Yes, it was really good. I can buy it for you and we can watch it whenever you want." Naruto and Rukia were enjoying some father and daughter time together. She wanted to see this movie ever since Moegi had told her about it, and he must say he really enjoyed her never give up attitude. I mean, she was all like, wish and slash and divine attack. Rukia made silly motions trying to mock what she saw Princess Gale doing. It was quite funny to see her making exaggerated moves when she already knew how to beat up ninjas. "Papa, are you listening?" Rukia was poking him in the stomach. "Of course I am listening, Rukia-chan." Scratching the back of his head because he really didn't know what she said. "Then what did I say?" Rukia put her hands on her hips and gave him a glare similar to that of Tsunami. "I think they have been hanging out too much." Naruto, though, looking at his daughter. He looks to the side where he can see a horse. Quickly pulling Rukia out of the street, he sees someone riding the horse. "Why don't we go and beat up that person?" Naruto asked Rukia, who grinned at him. "You bet." She got on his back and he then flew after the horse. Catching up to the horse, surprising the woman who was riding it by a flying boy. He punched the horse in the side, knocking it to the ground, and picked up the lady by her shirt. "What are you doing riding a damn horse in the middle of the street?" Naruto and Rukia gave her a glare that made the woman uneasy. Only for Rukia to gasp. "Papa, that the princess from the movie, it's Princess Gale." Faster than Naruto could see, Rukia was helping the lady from his grasp. "I am sorry, princess, my papa can be so stupid sometime, but can I have your autograph?" Rukia asked, pulling out a picture with her face on it. "No, I don't do autographs and my name is Yuki Fujikase." The now named Yuki Fujikase said. "Okay, but still just a little autograph. I won't tell anyone." Rukia presses on while Naruto watches her with narrowed eyes. "No, it's pointless, you will only shove it in some corner and forget about it." This makes Naruto angry and Rukia holds her head down and just walks to Naruto. For all it was worth, Naruto wanted to run the women through with his moonlight blade and have Ino burn the body. Nobody will ever find out. "Pathetic," Naruto says loud enough for her to hear. He grabs Rukia's hand and they walk off, leaving the actress by herself once again. "Stupid." She walks away, leaving the horse and people to mumble about how she treated Naruto and Rukia-sama. Uzumaki compound. "She did what?" Tuya shouted. "Let me hit her, I'll kill her for hurting my little rabbit." Tuya was about to walk out and go do just that. "Now Tuya-chan, we don't want to start anything, do we?" "I have to leave anyway, Anko-chan says we got a mission to do." "Come on, shithead, take me with you, I don't want to be locked up here anymore." Tuya tried to give him her best puppy dog eyes. Naruto only gave her a kiss, making her blush a bit. "You have another month before you are off probation and then we can draft you on my team. Go hang out with the others, I've heard that Tsunami-chan wanted to do something with you." He patted her head. She knocked his hand away and gave him a glare. "I told you to stop patting my damn head, I ain't no dog." He only gave her another kiss, making her glare go away. "Better?" he asked with a smirk. "No, I think I need another one." He kissed her again, and right when they were about to take it further they got interrupted by a throat clearing. "Naruto, I do believe Anko needs you." Karen spoke with hands on her hips. Karen, great, I wanted you to come with me on this mission. It will help you with your new partner and serve as more experience. During the month Naruto had to unseal the 4 tails from Roshi and give it to Karen. He still remembers how he felt after it was done. Flashback. "You want me to do what?" Naruto asked the council members calmly. He heard what they said but just wanted to make sure he wasn't going crazy. "We want you to unseal the bijou and place it in a shinobi of the leaf," Hiruzen said, also just as calmly, already knowing where this would go. "Okay, so which one of you are offering up your child for the process?" Naruto looked at the clan heads who all looked away. Even Hiashi, who was cruel to his kids, wouldn't seal a bijou in them and give them such a life. "That's what I thought, if you aren't going to give up your kid then I don't want to hear anything. I will take the bijou and seal it in someone much more qualified." Naruto was about to turn around and walk out the room. "Absolutely not, you will seal it in someone we pick and that is final," Danzo said, slamming his cane on the ground to make his point clear. "How about we seal it into you? Lock you up, place slave seal on you, beat you until you are almost dead, send you on suicide missions by yourself and hope to die. Danzo stayed quiet. He knew if they did that he would die. No tricks would help him survive that. Right. I will seal it into someone I pick and that is final. He walked out the room with a purpose, already knowing what he was going to do. Making his way to where they was holding Roshi. Hey pal, how do you want to do this? I can take your bijou and leave you alive or take it and kill you in the process? Naruto was blunt with the man because he knew that Roshi was already accepting what was going to happen to him. Roshi stayed quiet for a while. He talked it over with his bijou for a while. When he finally came to a decision, he had a faint smile on his face at the turns of events. Just take him and let me die. After those words were said, Naruto took him to his house and got Karen, who was a little scared, but Naruto made sure to tell her it would be okay. After the sealing, Naruto took his body to the Hokage, who didn't tell him what he would do with it. He felt a little sad at killing one of his fellow brothers in arms, but it also reinforced his plan to go find the others and hunt down those bastards himself. He started to train Karen in using the bijou powers and told her to make friends with the giant ape. The Four Tails was surprisingly cooperative, but he felt Kasumi had something to do with that. He made sure to have Karen train in her own abilities so she wasn't overdependent on the Four Tails power. Flashback end. Anko-chan, we are here. Naruto and Karen spoke, breaking through the window. Damn it, brat, I closed the window so you wouldn't do that, Tsunade said, glaring at the smirking blonde. Did you really think closing it would stop me? That old age must be scrambling your brain. Tsunade got a tick mark on her forehead and was cracking her knuckles and glaring at Naruto. Say it again, I dare you. You. Old. Hag. A moment of silence before all hell broke loose. They disappeared in a comical cloud of smoke and began fighting like little kids, which included biting, hitting, and kicking. When they appeared back out, Naruto was standing over a downed Tsunade. Ha, the Uzumaki are on top once again. Naruto laughed until he was kicked right between his legs, making his eyes go wide. Cheap shot. Naruto then fell over, making Tsunade smirk. 100 years too early, brat. Now back to the mission. Everyone's sweat dropped at how she changed the topic like that. Team 11 plus Karen will be escorting Princess Yuki to the land of snow and protecting them for the movie that will be getting filmed. What, I have to protect that bitch? Naruto shot right up after remembering how she acted towards Rukia. What is the problem with that? Rukia-chan loves her movies, Anko said, not seeing why he was so mad. Because we ran into her earlier and she was a complete bitch. She blew Rukia off when all she wanted was an autograph, and that made her really sad. Naruto clenched his fist at remembering the moment. Sandy, you felt like it was his time to finally speak up. Now I am very sorry for her actions. Can you please find it in your heart to forgive her? He bowed towards Naruto. What are you, her bodyguard or something? Why yes, and I promise she is not always like that. Okay, whatever, let's just get this mission over with. Right, I have a boat that will leave shortly and take us to our destination. Please follow me and we can head out. Sandy then turned and walked out, followed by Anko and Karen. Why are you still here, brat? Tsunade gave him a raised eyebrow. Naruto just walked around her desk until he was right next to her. She eyed him with a suspicious gaze all the way. She was ready if he tried anything on her. But he just had that warm smile on his face that made her relaxed a bit. Naruto gave her a little kiss on the cheek and still smiled at her. I will see you when I get back. Mom. He then walked out the office, leaving a shocked Tsunade. He called me Mom. Do I act that way towards him? Well, I've been getting attached to him as well. I guess I do have a motherly bond with him. I will see you when you come back. Son. The group made its way to the boat and were ready to take off when someone said they couldn't find the princess. Then they all had to get off and go look for the runaway, who was found quickly when Naruto had Kasumi sniff her out. When he found her, she was in a bar getting wasted off her ass. What is with me always finding drunk women? Naruto said, annoyed at his luck. Hey princess, get your ass up, it's time to go. Naruto was standing next to her with an annoyed look in his eyes. What do you want, armor boy? Here for another autograph? She was mocking him in his blue armor. He couldn't let that slide. Bitch, please. He hit her in the back of the neck, knocking her out in an instant. He flashed back to the boat, missing the goon who was cursing under his breath. Appearing back on the boat, Naruto handed her over to someone else in order to go by Anko and Karen, who was leaning against the railing. Naru-kun, I wonder how Rukia-chan will react when you tell her about this mission. Anko asked with a delicate finger on her chin and a thoughtful expression. She will most likely take her sword out and try to stab him. Karen giggled a bit at picturing Naruto running from Rukia and her ice powers. Yay, he laughed heartily. And with how strong she is getting, really strong, I will have to kick her training up some more. I know, right? She is getting really good, and not to mention she is studying the spiritual aspects of chakra. She is learning something called Hado now. Karen could agree with that because she was also training with Rukia in her new powers as well. Naruto-kun, we are going to the land of snow. Are you sure you only want to wear your armor? Why not something a bit more heavy? Anko asked, poking his armor chest piece. You say that, yet you are only wearing that black and purple trench coat with a tight black undershirt and a black mini skirt. Naruto pointed out, which made her rub the back of her head. You can at least be like Karen, who wanted to be like her awesome big brother and wear some red battle armor. Indeed, Karen had noticed how good his armor was, being able to withstand high A rank attacks. He decided to get her some made as well. She had a fur collar, unlike he did though. Her fur collar would often catch flames when she used her Bijou chakra. Well, I am more of a flexible fighter, unlike you. She exaggerated with a wave of her finger. You sure are flexible. He sent her a wink that Karen spotted and blushed, while Anko blew a kiss at him that he caught. Brother, you are such a pervert. I know you are not calling anyone a pervert, all these dreams you have about that one Hyuga. Her inner demon barked in laughter at her. Over the month the two have become a bit close. He didn't really want to talk to her at first because he rather liked Roshi and was sad he chose death. Karen and her stubborns had managed to worm her way into the heart of the giant ape. He decided to trust her and tell her his name and become friends. She even changed the mindscape for him and opened the key to the seal so he had free access. Shut it, Goku, Karen said out loud by accident. Oh, Goku, giving you problems again, Kasumi said from around Naruto's neck. Goku then decided to come from the seal and talk to his sister, or more like try to annoy her. Shut it, dumb fox, or do I need to tell them what happened when you were drunk and he was cut off when her tails wrapped around his mouth, stopping him from talking. You said you weren't going to bring that back up, you damn ape. Kasumi spoke in the face of her brother, who was shaking a bit. Sorry, Goku held his hands up. Right. She then turned and was about to jump back to Naruto when Roshi tried to get the last laugh. He shot a low-powered lava ball at Kasumi, but she smacked it with one of her orange tails. So it seems you didn't learn your lesson. Kasumi then jumped back on Roshi and started to beat him up, not even stopping when he screamed for mercy. You know, I still find it weird how they can act so normal. Naruto finished for Anko. Yes, it's like I see them do all these awesome things and wield power people would kill for, but I often forget even after all that they still feel and need to live a little. Anko smiled at seeing the sibling bonding. Well, the same can be said for us, when you are not summoning snakes or torturing some poor sap. You are just being normal. Or screaming my name. He spoke, rubbing her back. Yay, you're right. She'll get what I said in 1,2,3. Hey, Anko shouted with a tick mark and a bit flustered. I mean, I am not lying. Maybe I should do it again tonight. He pulled her in by the waist. Yeah, I think you should. They then got into a heated make-out session right in front of Karen, who looked away, and the rest of the ship crew, who were blushing. Tonight I want that big boy. Anko smirked hotly at the blonde, who was also smirking. And get it you shall. Can we just get on with the mission? Karen moved in between them, still blushing. Naruto, go guard the princess. Anko, just do something that doesn't involve my brother. Karen ushered them away, getting into her own position. She then saw a limping Son Goku coming to her with bruises all on his pale green skin. Well, it seems she did a number on you. Karen picked him up and placed him on her armored shoulder, letting him rest. Why, yay, sis was always the mood switcher. He then passed out, causing Karen to giggle even more. Hours later. In the room of Yuki, she was just getting up and had a headache. She looked around her room with a confused look on her face. I don't remember going to sleep, what the hell happened? That's when all the things from yesterday came rushing into her mind like a dam of water was just broken. That damn blonde kid, it was him who brought me here, wasn't it? When I find him. A knock on her door brought her out of her dangerous fantasies. Princess, are you awake? The voice of Sandayu came from the other side of the door. Yes, Sandayu, just come in and tell me what you want. He opened the door and walked in a tray of food. I have got you some breakfast so you can have a full stomach while you work. He gave her a thumbs up with a smile, making her chuckle lightly. What are you, my dad? No, I could never replace such a great man. Sandayu waved his hands and shook his head like his life depended on it. It was just a joke, relax. She laughed at him for a little. Oh, what is so funny, can I join? Naruto came walking in the room. You, come here so I can kill you. She tired to get up, but Sandayu held her in place with all his might. Okay. Naruto walked over and laid right next to her. You have a comfortable bed, maybe I should sleep in here for the rest of the trip. Naruto moved the covers out his way and got under the blanket. As if I'd ever lay next to you. She took the fork and stabbed him, causing Naruto to go up in smoke. Only for another Naruto to walk inside the room again. Now that was not nice at all. He waved a finger like he was talking to a child. I hate you. It's nice to know you care. Naruto then left the room to tell his team that the princess has finally woke up. Making his way to the top deck, he can see Anko eating dengo while Karen was eating barbecue chips. Well, I see you two are being kept busy. The two girls only gave him a smile, making him sweat drop. Anyways, the princess is finally up. He sat and laid his head in Anko's lap. There is a squad of ninja up ahead, Karen said, sealing away her chips for later use. Only one of them is strong, the others are worthless. I can beat them myself. Karen spoke, getting to her feet and stretching and cracking her bones. Well, okay, my young Uzumaki, make us proud. Naruto and Anko gave her a matching thumbs up. Okay, everyone get to a safe place, a battle is about to go down, Anko yelled to all the workers, who quickly made their way to the lower part of the ship. The camera crew stayed out in order to get a good look at the fights. Here they come. Karen then jumped to the front of the boat to see 3 snow ninjas with armor on top of a one-piece white suit. Wow, you guys look ugly, Karen laughed in her hand. Out of the way, girly, unless you want to die. The fat one with a robotic arm said. Just shut up and fight me. She disappeared, much to the surprise of the snow ninjas. When she came back in view, it was with a kunai coated in fire chakra that cut right through the robotic arm of the big guy, making him scream out in pain and clutch his steaming wound. Damn girl, kill her. The other two charged towards her with kunai in hand. She ducked under a slash and sidestep another slash, jumping back for some space as she went through hand signs in the air. Fire style fire dragon blast. Karen shoots a stream of fire from her mouth that then takes the form of a dragon, making all 3 of them try to avoid the dragon. 2 jump away, but Karen was able to catch the big one with her chain, pulling him back into the fire dragon, burning him alive. The camera crew was turning green but kept watching in order to get this all for the movie. Damn girl, you are dead. The pink-haired woman went through hand signs at blazing speeds. Ice style ice prison. Pillars of ice begin to shoot up from the ground in order to trap Karen. The redhead was able to jump away from the ice jutsu, but her foot gets caught and the rest of her body was quickly frozen. Ha, now to finish you. She went through more hand signs. Ice style ice dragon. A dragon of ice formed and zoomed towards the frozen Karen with a primal roar and glowing golden eyes. Karen smirked inside the ice pillar and began to channel her chakra before it exploded in a massive pillar of flames, melting all the ice around her. Shocking the ninjas that she was able to break out, Karen then jumped on top of the dragon and began to ride its head with fire under her feet. Karen went through more hand signs. Fierce flame fist. Karen then coated her hand in giant flames and cocked it back in order to launch it at the woman whose eyes were wide. It looked like they were going to roll out of her head. Naruto and Anko were watching with impressed faces. Well, it seems that she has gotten really great at using her fire chakra. A little more training and she will be able to use the lava style. Naruto spoke with pride in his voice at seeing her progress so much. I know, I wonder though, will she get a chakra mode like you have? Anko asked, looking at Naruto with a raised eyebrow. Nah, that is special for only me and Naruto-kun. Kasumi rubbed the side of Naruto's face. Who knows, she might create something of her own. He shrugged his shoulders. But it still won't come close to what I could do. Naruto puffed his chest out in pride. Okay, tough guy, don't go acting like the Uchiha. Anko elbowed him in the side. No, I'm only stating facts, it's not arrogance. Well, maybe a little. He turned his head. Only to turn back to the fight when he can hear the screams of the pink-haired girl. Karen had her tied up and was giving her punches with fire-enhanced punches, burning her clothes and skin. She had to jump back when a giant whale made of snow tried to crash on her. We will be back and you're dead when we do. He takes his pink-haired teammate and jumps away to fight another battle. Karen body flickers back on the boat. Well, look at you kicking ass and taking names. Naruto gave her a high five. Well, what did you expect? When someone trains with you, they are bound to become stronger. Karen crossed her arms and smirked. I might have to start training or you guys will leave me behind. Anko grabbed Karen and gave her a nuki, messing up all her hair. Is it clear to come out now? I don't hear any explosions or screams of pain. One of the ship members poked his head from the door. Yeah, it's good, come on out you scaredy cats, Anko said to the shaking man. The rest of the time goes by like usual, with the crew filming the scene for the movie and Naruto throwing out comments at the princess just to make her upset, often ending with her throwing a fork at him. Although it was not so simple for the snow ninjas who had to report to their leader. Dodo-sama, we have confirmed that it indeed is Koyuki, but she is being protected by Leaf Ninja. Where is Mizore? Dodo asked. He was killed by the Leaf Girl. He spoke with clear anger in his voice. Nadair, calm yourself. Fubuki, what the hell happened to you? Dodo was curious as to who could have done so much damage to his ninja because they weren't weak, well they were weak compared to him. The redhead who killed Mizore. You are telling me one girl did this to all of you? Dodo couldn't believe what he was hearing come from their mouth. A child did this to an experienced ninja. He had to go and see for himself. Start up the blimp, we are going to wipe them out once and for all. Dodo got up from his fake throne and walked out the room. Back on the island where they were shooting the movie, Anko and her team were in what looked like a conference room talking to Sandayu, who was revealing big news. So she is actually a princess of the land of snow? Karen asked with surprise in her tone. Wow, that lady sure knows how to make things interesting, Anko said. So you have just been using us all this time? A crew member yelled. I am sorry, I just had to do everything in my power in order to get her back here. Princess, you must help your people, please, I beg of you. He was on his hands and knees in front of Koyuki, who was looking at him with a heartless look on her face. Only for it to be wiped away when a water bullet smacks her in the face. Wipe that look off your face. You didn't get the ending you wanted, that doesn't mean give up and leave everything else to burn. Stop acting like a child. Naruto glared at Koyuki, who glared back at him. This isn't like the movies, there are no happy endings. She spoke, putting her head down with sadness dripping off her tone. Of course there is if you are willing to fight for it. Makino, the director, shouted from his seat. Normally we would go back to the Leaf and get back up, but I think we can handle this with just us. Naruto-kun, can you tell Hokage-sama what is going on? Anko said. Sure thing. Alright, now let's get this movie up and running, Makino yelled and got up from his seat to get the crew ready. Koyuki just watched with a frown on her face. They all traveled the frozen island looking for a spot to film the next part of the movie, while Koyuki just sat in her room looking depressed as ever. She then got an idea in her head. Alright everyone, let's get this show on the road, Makino yelled, coming from his living quarters with a megaphone in hand. Wait, we have got a problem, the princess has run away again. She did what? Alright team, spread out and find the runaway. Anko gave orders to the two ninjas under her command. Right. Naruto put Kasumi on the ground in order to sniff her out, while Karen just sensed her chakra. They then all left and nodded to her doing their jobs. Koyuki was running through the forest having flashbacks of her previous memories. She didn't want to go back, she didn't want to serve as the ruler for this land or its people. She tripped and fell face first into the ground and just laid there thinking about her life until now. Her dad trying to bring spring and hope into this land, Sandayu trying to bring her back, and Naruto who kept getting on her damn nerves. Oh man, looks like someone is down in the dirt. She is hit with a snowball from none other than the boy who kept getting on her nerves. She growled in anger at him, always finding a way to make her angry. Will you just leave me alone? I don't want to be bothered right now, just let me be. Well, that is too bad, isn't it? Get your ass up and let's go back. He picked her up and placed her on his back. They then went to walk through a cave in order to get back to the safe house. Why do you always come looking for me? She asked softly. Because it is my mission, you stupid princess. She took this chance to get revenge and hit him in the head. What is your problem? I go out of my way to save you and this is how I am treated. Naruto was nursing the bump on his head. That will teach you to mess with me. Koyuki smirked only to stop when she heard a strange sound. The hell is that? Naruto asked, looking back. It's a train. What the hell are you talking about, a train? They then hear the sound again and can see a giant metal shape with a light on the front rushing towards them at high speeds. Oh, that train. He then took off in a sprint, kicking up a trail of snow. We'll never make it. Please. Naruto then picked up speed and blasted off with Koyuki barely hanging on. He was far ahead of the train, leaving Koyuki wide-eyed at his speed. He then jumped to the side, letting the train pass him and Koyuki. Landing in the soft snow with a big grin on his face while Koyuki was shaking from almost dying. Ha 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 ha. Man beats metal. Naruto and Kasumi laugh as if they were not about to die. Why are you and your fox laughing? We could have died. You're telling me you don't feel like laughing right now? I swear you need to get laid. Naruto and Kasumi laugh even more. It's been a long time, Koyuki. A voice sounded from the train, making Koyuki's eyes widen. I knew it, it's Dodo. Naruto and Kasumi stop laughing and get up, moving in front of Koyuki protectively. This made Dodo frown at the obstacle in his way. A bunch of wooden logs seemed to appear out of nowhere and smash right into the side of the train, destroying a section of it. There you have it, men. Our beloved Princess Koyuki is here to watch over us. With her at our side, victory is ours. All the men let out a roar of approval and ready their weapons. What the, Sandayu? Koyuki couldn't believe what she was seeing. The man who was always enclosed too big for his body was now wearing samurai armor along with everyone else who was behind him. Hear me, Dodo. We have waited a long time for this day, to see you fall. All the men then charged towards him with weapons drawn ready for combat. Humph, I thought you destroyed the last of the insurgents. Nader spoke, looking unimpressed at the 50 samurai. With men such as these, there's only one way to lay them down for good. Total annihilation. The train then opens and a rack of kunai launchers can be seen and begin to shoot at the charging group. No. Naruto's fingers then begin to light up. Uzumaki crimson barrier formation. He then slams his hand down and a barrier shots up just in time in order to block all the kunai. Damn, do it again, Dodo yelled. Naruto blazed through hand signs. Storm release raging storm. A condensed storm formed on top of the train and destroyed the whole thing, leaving only the front part able to get away. Damn, he got away. Naruto was about to go after them until Anko dropped in front of him. Thank you, Naruto, we owe our lives to you. Sandayu and everyone bowed to him. Let's just go back. If you stay here, your lives will be in danger. Koyuki then walks away but is stopped by Naruto again. Go back to where? Your home is here. Get your shit together and fix this or I will. Naruto was getting angry by her bitching over and over again. Then you do it. I have had enough of this nonsense. She walked away again only to be pulled back by a chakra chain of Naruto. Leave me alone already. She tries to fight the chain but it won't budge. Everyone sees a giant blimp rise from the cliffside. From the door, Dodo tries to grab Koyuki with a grappler. It is knocked away by a kunai from Anko. Hey, I hope you are getting this on camera, I am about to end this all right here. He unsheathed his sword and gets into a stance that Anko recognized. Heaven Splitter. Naruto does a vertical cute towards the blimp that slices it in half right down the middle. I am just getting started. He went through more hand signs for his new jutsu. Storm release supernova. The attack then begins to form the palm of both his hands and they grow to a massive size, looking like a mini sun in his hands. Die. He launches both attacks towards the two halves of the blimp and they make contact and create a massive explosion that can be seen for miles. The attack blew everyone back from the force and even melted the snow in the area from the heat of the attack. When the attack was finished, Naruto and his team jumped down to see a massive crater where the remains of the blimp was, along with a slowly dying Dodo who was covered in blood along with his broken armor and ripped clothes. Well, Dodo, look at you. Naruto smirked at the dying man. How am my armor B blocks jutsu? He coughed up blood and spit it out. As if, that weak shit was only going to block a B rank jutsu, this is real armor. Naruto patted his chest plate listening to the ring of his armor clank. Why did you do all of this in the first place? I hope it wasn't to take over the world or anything. Anko gave him a questioning look. He only stayed quiet, making Karen, Anko, and Naruto laugh. Oh man, it really was, you are so damn lame. Anko was on the ground rolling laughing while Karen was leaning on Naruto who was laughing his ass off. Damn Dodo, you really killed your brother over something as stupid as world domination. I can't believe you, just die already, Dodo. Naruto aimed his sword to impale the man. It's Dodo. The man choked up through tears at death, laughing him in the face. Famous last words. With that, Naruto stabbed him right in the heart, killing him in seconds. They then picked up his body and showed it to everyone else, even the camera crew who got it on film. Oh my god, this movie is going to be a hit. Makino couldn't be more happy. His movie was going to be at the top of the charts. So Princess, is it still hopeless? Naruto was smirking at the wide-eyed woman who couldn't believe what he just did. Now you don't have any good excuse to not be the princess. You are so annoying. She smiled for the first time in a while, giving him a hug and thanking him. She turned toward the samurai who were all crying happy tears. All right my people, let's get this place back on the map. They all cheer. Princess. I have found where you can place the key. It says here on this map you can put in the hex crystal and it will melt all the snow on the land. A soldier said, handing her a map. So with that, everyone went to shoot the movie normally and everyone was much more happy, and if possible, Koyuki's acting seemed to be even better if that was possible. Naruto and Anko were off doing something that shall not be spoken, while Karen trained in her power some more. The days had went by until they were done filming and Koyuki had time to go find the generator on the map. When she placed the key in there, the snow melted, revealing giant mirrors, and showed a little Koyuki who said she wanted to be princess, and for the first time in years she cried, but they were happy tears. She was so happy she gave Naruto a big kiss, making Anko grin at getting an idea, which led to Koyuki and Anko having the best night of their lives. "Well, this is goodbye, I will see you some time later down the road," Koyuki said, giving Naruto a tight hug and one last kiss for the road. "Stop kissing my man, you had your fun already." Anko grabbed Naruto and put his head between her breasts, making most men pass out from a nosebleed. "Don't forget the alliance papers and be sure to remember to train your samurai better." Karen waved the princess goodbye. "Now Naruto, can you flash us home? I want to sleep in my bed." Karen whined. "Are you sure it's not because you want to see your crush and he is cut off when he has to dodge a flame fist? Just flash us home already," she yelled with a red face matching her hair. "All right, damn." He then flashed them all to the office of Tsunade, who jumped along with all of the Anbu who were ready to fight. "Damn brat, don't do that, just come through the door will you?" She threw a paperweight at him. "Aw, come on mom, don't be like that, just give me a hug and some welcome back ramen," Naruto said, smiling and opening his arms for her to give him a hug. She did give him a hug. "I was worried when you sent that six-winged bird and told me what was happening. I was going to send a team to back you up." Her grip tightened just a bit, making him smile. "Don't worry about it mom, it was easy." Naruto broke the hug, smile still in place. "Well, good thing you are here, I need to go back up the retrieval team." "Sasuke has left the village to go with Orochimaru," Tsunade said seriously. "Not it," Karen and Anko said at the same time, leaving Naruto alone with wide eyes. Hey, that's not fair." He pointed his finger at the two who were whistling innocently. "Wipe that stupid look off your face and come help me." "Nope." They left in a body flicker, making him put his head down. "Hurry up. I had to send Jinan after what could possibly be Jonin opponents." "Fine, but you owe me." He left in a lighting body flicker and was now outside the village once again, but this time he was in KCM, only an orange blur to anyone who might have seen him. Chapter 18. Naruto was in the forest still in his KCM, making amazing time. He could sense the others up ahead and he could feel they were in trouble. He picked up speed and took off in a golden blur. He came upon Choji first and could see he was fighting another fat kid who looked like some damn orc. Choji was about to eat a red pill. "I don't know what that pill is, but whatever it is, it can't be good if it's red." He pulled out his sword and coated it in wind chakra so he could make a clean cut. Choji was about to put the pill in his mouth when it was snatched from his hand and his opponent suddenly stopped moving. What just happened? Choji was confused. One moment he was about to eat the food pill of his clan to defeat his enemy, next thing he knows the pill was taken right from his hand and Jirobo wasn't moving anymore. That's when Naruto landed in front of him, covered in what looked like golden flames. "Great work Choji, you held him off and gave me time to finish things. To think I thought you were weak and helpless without Shika." He then disappeared again, leaving Choji confused and a little ticked off. He then heard a thud and saw the headless body of his enemy. What am I supposed to do now? Oh well, I'll just get some rest and wait for the medics to get here." He then dropped to his back and started to eat. "Damn, where the hell is Choji? You better still be alive." Shikamaru spoke while leading the rest of the team to get the Uchiha. "Don't worry, I am sure Choji will pull through," Kiba said, looking back with a smirk. "We have an enemy up ahead." Neji cut in before they can get out of hand. They all have to dodge when a web is shot towards them. They try to cut it with kunai, but they are quickly caught while Neji used his gentle fist to cut the webs. "Damn, it seems it can withstand our kunai." Shikamaru cursed at not having a wind affinity. "If that is the case, I will stay back and fight the enemy." Neji stepped up and got in his stance. They all stop when they hear something from the forest. "I'll deal with him." They all see a golden blur rush past them, and before they know it, the spider guy was cut in half and died on the spot. They all see the shining Naruto, who has a smirk plastered on his face. They all let out a sigh of relief at Naruto being their backup. Shikamaru can't help but think of Naruto as his knight in shining armor, considering how he is literally shining. "Man, am I glad to see you," Shikamaru said. "Yes, it is good to see you Naruto-san," Neji said. "What the hell are you doing here, man? We don't need your help." He was getting sick of Naruto always coming to save his ass and getting the attention from all the girls. Yay, come on, we have got a traitor to catch. I will go ahead while you guys just clean up whatever I don't finish." Naruto then left in a golden streak. Man, what a drag. Sakon and Ukon were the only ones left. They were currently separated, allowing one to hold the barrel while the other ran and kept watch. Damn, how could things get so out of hand like this? Sakon was not happy at all. He was starting to doubt if they could complete this mission. I know, this is quickly turning into a bust, Ukon said, carrying the barrel. They stop when they see none other than Kimimaro drop in front of them. Give it to me, I will get it to Lord Orochimaru. Ukon gave him the barrel with Sasuke inside. Make sure you don't let them catch up to me. He quickly left with the two following them. They didn't see the other two cloaked figures watching them in the trees. One of them had angry red eyes. Naruto was making great time, but he was confused when he felt the chakra of someone he has faced before. How the hell did he survive my attack that time? How the hell did he escape the village in that state I left him? I swear our Anbu are complete garbage. I will have to go and beat their asses and get them in shape. He smirked at that train of thought. He made his way into a clearing where he could see the pale bone boy and some guy with two heads. Man, you guys just get more and more freaky. He spoke, looking at the guy with two heads. Shut up, you leaf scum, Ukon yelled. Naruto only sighed at the basic insult. The leaf has been around for years, but yet it seemed as if that was the only insult they were capable of using. Wow, first time I heard that one. Naruto rolled his eyes. Just get out the damn way and let me take the spoiled child. I cannot, Lord Orochimaru must have him. Kimimaro activated his curse mark, already knowing how strong this guy was. Naruto sighed in irritation at this. Look, bone fella, you are really strong and have amazing loyalty. How about you come to the leaf and fight with us? Naruto held a hand out for the young teen. I will not betray my lord. He saved me. Kimimaro coughed up blood and dropped to one knee. Naruto, seeing this, took the chance to capture him. He dashed off, leaving a crater where he used to stand, and kicked Kimimaro in the face with so much force, it cracked his hard bones and formed a small crater under the teen. Naruto followed his path and slapped a seal on his head that would knock him out and suppress his chakra. Sakon was flabbergasted at what just happened in less than 3 seconds. He didn't even see the golden boy move, and yet he was standing over a passed out Kimimaro. What the hell? How is he so fast? He quickly turned to Naruto and saw him sealing away the body of Kimimaro. This is my chance, his back is turned. He quickly separated from his brother and they went into their curse mark 2 states and went through hand signs for a fireball jutsu. They let loose a massive fireball that burned the ground it traveled over, and they could still feel the heat. You are dead. They watched the fireball make contact with the space he was, and it burned the tree and exploded. However, they were not expecting to see Naruto just walk out of the flames as if nothing happened. There wasn't a single burn on his golden body. Naruto had used a new wind jutsu to make all the oxygen in his area to disappear. He figured if there was no fuel for the fire, it would just put itself out. All he had to do was hold his breath and he would be just fine. How are you alive? Just die. Ukon and his brother were about to go through more hand signs until they stopped when Naruto just appeared in front of them and their world turned upside down. He had cut their heads off with his wonderful blade that was bloodthirsty. During their small fight, it seems Sasuke was able to get out of the barrel and run off. He was about to run off until the Sand siblings landed in front of him. Hello, Naruto-kun. Tamari gave the blonde a wave with a smile, while the two brothers gave him a nod. Hey Tamari-chan, Makeup Boy, and Gaara aka Sandman. Naruto gave them all a smile and wave. How many times do I have to tell you it's war paint? Kankuro yelled using the big head jutsu, but nobody paid him any attention. What are you guys doing out here anyways? Naruto said, letting his KCM drop to give it a rest. Well, we were called for backup, but it seems you have everything under control. Gaara looked at the dead body and all of the destruction. That is when the Leaf's retrieval team landed and was surprised to see the Sand ninjas. Whoa Naruto, you did all of this. Shikamaru spoke first out of the group. Yay, we did, lazy boy. Tamari smirked hotly at the Nara. Shikamaru only groaned at the troublesome blonde. Naruto, why is she here? Oh, lighten up, she was sent as backup. This will give you a chance to spit some game. Naruto pushed him towards the girl who was still smirking at him. Shikamaru rubbed the back of his head and had a little blush on his face. Well, I was wondering if you wanted to go out sometime after this. Shikamaru couldn't believe he was looking like a wimp in front of the guys, and it didn't help with the way Gaara was giving him that stare with his sand out. Are you asking me out on a date? Shikamaru only nodded, not trusting his voice. Well, make sure you come prepared, a date with me can be a real drag. This made everyone laugh, even Neji let out a slight chuckle. They then saw a green blur land in a fighting stance. The green beast of the leaf is here. Rock Lee proclaimed until he saw everyone standing around looking at him. Where is the enemy? He asked, confused, and then everyone remembered they had a mission to complete. "Oh right, we are supposed to get the Uchiha," Naruto said, and everyone also remembered. "He went this way, let's go and get him." They all followed after Naruto to complete the mission. They all made it to the Valley of the End and could see Sasuke standing on the head of Madara Uchiha waiting for them. "Well, I didn't think there would be so many of you guys sent to get little old me, but even then with this power I have now, it won't matter." He activated the first level and the black marking ran across his face. It is all stopped when Naruto appears over him and slams a giant Rasengan into his back and sent him crashing into the feet of Hashirama. Well, that deals with that. I hope he isn't dead, that looked like it hurt. Everyone who was watching this couldn't believe what just happened. Naruto just disappeared too fast for anyone to see him. That move was really brutal, but they all know Naruto doesn't show mercy nor does he waste good openings. Right when Naruto was about to pick him up, he can see two giant water shark bombs coming towards him along with a massive fire dragon. He smirked to himself at the attacks coming towards him. Well, it looks like Shark Boy and Emo finally come back for round 2. Naruto activates his KCM, but he takes it a step further by going into KCM 2. His once blue armor is replaced by what looks like a black undershirt and golden pants. He gains a cloak made of golden chakra with 9 Magatama marks on his collar. On his stomach the seal turns into a circle and what is black lines seem to run out of it and make its way over his whole body. He smacks all of the attacks away with a tail of chakra, making the attacks crash into the cliffside and blow up, causing a large explosion to go off and rock the ground and cause a landslide. Everyone looks down to see Naruto facing Itachi and Kisame. "What the hell are those two doing down there?" Shikamaru yelled, losing his composure. "We need to go and call for backup fast," Lee yelled and ran back to the leaf as fast as he could. "What should we do?" Neji asked, looking at Shikamaru. "There is really nothing we can do. We all could just leave, but then if things go bad nobody would be here to get him out of danger." "Damn, what a drag." "Naruto will be fine," Gaara said with crossed arms and a straight face. Naruto, however, was looking at the two with his slitted golden eyes. He had a grin on his face at getting able to test out this form on someone worthy enough to fight him. "Before we get started, let me take these seals off." He crossed his arms below his waist and pointed out his pointer and index finger and yelled, "Release." His body glowed for a second and all of the resistance seals he had on his body were now released. He let out a laugh at being able to move at his full speed. "Now let's see if you can keep up." He disappeared in a golden flash. Next thing they knew, Kisame was kicked away into the wall. Itachi turned his wide eyes to Naruto and was punched in the face and sent flying. Kisame was against the wall coughing up blood on the ground. Itachi had a hand on his jaw trying to pop it in place. He activated his Mangekyo Sharingan, all disregard for his health out the window. He knew if he didn't fight with the intent to seriously hurt Naruto he would die too soon. "Come on and dance with me, will you?" Naruto taunted them with a smirk still plastered on his face. Kisame got up with a bloodthirsty grin on his face. He was going to love this fight even if it was his last. He tightened the grip on his sword and ran towards Naruto, who was also grinning with his own bloodlust showing clearly. They clashed, causing the water under them to ripple and shockwaves to go all throughout the valley. Naruto throws quick punches towards Kisame, who get hit by all of them. He tried to cut Naruto with his blade and hopefully take some chakra from the brat. Itachi, seeing Naruto was occupied, made his way at high speeds to Naruto and tried to hit him in the back of the head. He is caught by a chakra tail and thrown into the statue of Madara. He punches Kisame in the gut, making him fold over his hand. Naruto delivers a hammer fist to the back of his head and throws him towards Itachi, making cracks go up the legs of Madara. "Itachi, that kid hits hard," Kisame said to his friend. "Yay, I know. He broke my jaw." Itachi responded by rubbing his jaw. They looked at Naruto, who was standing there grinning. "Come on, I want to try out some of my new powers." He then formed a Rasen Shuriken and threw it at the two. Kisame held up his sword to eat the chakra. Itachi watched the attack being eaten by Kisame's sword. He didn't know if it could handle something like that, but it did. Naruto was surprised that his attack was absorbed. He thought it would just blow up right in their faces. He threw down a smoke bomb, blinding their vision of what he was about to do. "Here he comes," Itachi said, getting ready for anything. They see the same attack making its way towards them again. Kisame puts up his sword again in order to be absorbed. He is surprised when the attack puffs in smoke and it reveals a clone who is smirking. Art is. The clone began to glow white and grin wider. An explosion. It explodes in their face, causing a smoke cloud to appear, and the valley rumbled from the explosion again. The Genin, who were watching from a safe place, were amazed at how strong Naruto was. To be pushing back 2S ranks ninjas back by himself really went to show his strength. Somewhere in the sky Datara looks to the Valley of the End with a proud smile on his face. It seems someone has discovered what true art is. He saluted to the direction, causing Sasori to sweat drop. Nobody cares about your stupid art. True art is everlasting. The next thing he knew was that he was kicked off the flying bird and was now plummeting to the ground, and he let out a girlish scream. Sorry my man, but don't talk about my art. Back with Naruto and his foes. He was currently watching Itachi clear the smoke with his ultimate defense. A orange Susanoo with a huge shield and a gourd bottle. He had Kisame inside the structure with him, but he was looking pretty bad. Naruto was actually impressed by what he was looking at. Naruto, I will give you props for pushing me this far. However, it ends with this: you cannot break this shield. Itachi spoke calmly. He knew nothing could break this shield. It would change its chakra nature to counterattack any attack he could launch at him. Kisame climbed out of his Susanoo and went through hand signs and shot out a huge portion of water that filled up almost all of the valley. Itachi dropped his Susanoo and walked back to catch his breath. That technique really took a lot out of him. He didn't think he would be able to hold it up long enough to fight Naruto. Kisame then formed all of the water into a giant dome, trapping Naruto inside of it. Kisame smirked, "What's the matter? Little fox can't swim." Kisame got in the dome and acted like nothing was wrong. Naruto only smirked at the talking shark. "Bitch what, I'll bust ya ass up." Naruto then took out a paper tag and threw it towards Kisame, who looked at it with confusion. Naruto however put his hands in a sign and activated the tag. Tandem paper bomb. Naruto quickly flashed outside before he could be caught up in the explosion. What followed was a massive explosion that shook the very ground and caused everyone watching to fall and hold on to something. The screams of Kisame were mute compared to the loud constant explosion going on inside of the water dome he created. Itachi watched in utter surprise. That was the technique of the second Hokage. During all of this, no one noticed Kabuto quickly come in and grab Sasuke. When the 2 minutes of high-powered explosions ended, they all saw a bloody Kisame who was laying on the ground barely alive, but the slight groans indicated he was. He reached out with all his strength and grabbed his sword and used all the chakra stored up to heal him from all the damage he received. He got up to his feet shakily and spit out some more blood, shocking Naruto that he was still getting up. So the problem is the sword, he really can't do anything without it. Naruto thought to himself and got an idea. An idea that Kasumi wholeheartedly agreed with. He made a clone and it went to the Genin, who was watching with wide eyes. The clone appeared by all of them, shocking them. "Hey guys, I will send you all back to the village now, things are about to get hot and heavy." He grabbed all of them and left in a blue flash to the leaf. Appearing in the office of Tsunade, making her and all her Anbu get ready, only to relax when they saw who it was. "Naruto, what did I tell you about doing that?" Tsunade went to hit him on the head, but he caught it. "Hold on, I am fighting Itachi and Kisame right now and I just wanted to move them out of the way. So when you hear and see all the explosions, just know it's the ass-kicking storm of the leaf." He pointed a thumb at himself. "You are fighting who?" "I will send a squad of Anbu to come and back you up," Tsunade said, not wanting her son and all but blood to die. "Don't worry about it, I am actually doing a good job at fighting them. They came at me with the intent to actually put me down, but they just can't dance with me." "He is right, Hokage-sama, he is doing a good job at keeping the fight in his hands." Shikamaru spoke up. "Yay, so don't worry about it, just make sure you have your old ass down there to greet me when I come back." Everyone stepped away from Tsunade, seeing the anger on her face. She punched the clones through the roof, making him fly towards the sky with a twinkle. Back with Naruto, he was now on the defensive from Itachi, who was launching fireballs at him, while Kisame would get up close with his sword and attempt to shave his skin right off. However, Naruto was too fast and agile for them to land a good hit. Enough of this. Itachi closed his left eye and charged up chakra. He shot black flames right on Naruto, who screamed out in pain. Only to puff in smoke, making a cloud of smoke to appear, indicating a shadow clone. Naruto dropped down on Kisame and slammed a Rasengan into his back. Naruto took this chance to grab the sword. Spikes came and stabbed Naruto's hands, but he ignored them and tossed it away. Naruto jumps away, dodging shrunken coated in fire from Itachi. Naruto then charged towards Itachi, but Kisame jumped in the way and got involved in a taijutsu battle with Naruto. Kisame took a punch to the face, stomach, left lung, kidney. Each punch making him flinch from the power behind the attack. He was bleeding a whole river, cloak long gone, only in his navy blue pants and ninja sandals. Naruto gives him a roundhouse kick, sending him flying back towards Itachi, who caught him. "Fuck, feel free to help me, Itachi," Kisame said, sending a glare towards his partner. "HMP. Don't you start with me," Kisame said with a tick mark on his head. "You dance well, But let's see if you still have strength left in your steps. Naruto exploded in golden chakra that began to grow larger and reach towards the sky. They all heard a massive primal roar that made all the animals run away. Naruto was now in a tailed beast transformation. He was gazing down at the two ninjas. He put his hands out and chakra started to form at the mouth of the nine tails. Itachi seeing this quickly made a Susanoo appear and Kisame went through hand signs as well. Hailed Beast Bomb. Yasaka Magatama. Water-style Shark Bomb Justu. The following attack created a massive explosion that blew away the clouds and rumbled the ground, causing massive shockwaves and earthquakes. The ground under them cracked until it blew away. The statues of Madara and Hashirama began to crack and fall, only making it much worse. The attack could be seen and felt all the way in the Leaf Village and those who were close enough to feel the attack. Everyone in the Leaf saw the massive explosion and felt the shockwaves causing some of their buildings to shake. Once the explosion settled down, you could still see the golden form of the giant nine-tailed fox and a slight orange glow in the smoke. Naruto was starting to pant a bit from the intense battle he was having. He blew the smoke away with a swing of Kasumi's tails. He saw Itachi hiding behind a Susanoo that was barely hanging on at this point. Once he shot his attack, he quickly moved his shield in order to defend himself. Kisame was unfortunately not lucky enough to make it behind the shield in time and suffered the full brunt of the attack, leaving him on the ground bloody and dead. Itachi seeing this cursed and his Susanoo gave out on him, causing him to collapse. Naruto seeing this made his avatar fade away and he quickly dashed towards the injured man and punched him away. He looked at the dead fish man and checked his pulse to see if he was down for the count this time. No heartbeat. Dead and gone. He had killed one of them. He grabbed the ring that was on his hand and put it in a seal. Itachi got to his feet heavily beaten. His cloak was blasted off, leaving him in his navy blue shirt and pants. He had blood coming from his mouth and eyes. "You look like shit, dude." Naruto had to comment. "Why, you are right, it seems you have won again." He stopped to spit out some blood. Naruto was about to finish him off, but for some reason he didn't. He normally would just kill them in their weakened state, but he didn't move. "Just get out of here, my mission is over. You should really do something about your brother before he gets himself killed." Naruto turned to the dead Kisame and sealed the body in a scroll. "Whatever your plan is for your brother, you should just stop it and tell him straight up. I don't know why you killed your clan, but I know it wasn't to test your power." He then deactivated his KCM-2, allowing his blue armor to show once again. He summoned a Thunderbird and climbed on its back. "Take me to the Leaf Kuro," Naruto said to the all-black Thunderbird. "You got it, Naruto-sama." With that he took to the sky and made his way towards the leaf. While he waited to get there, he decided to get some rest and took a little nap on Kuro's back. Kuro brought Naruto to the front of the gates and dropped him off, letting Tsunade take care of him. "He is only sleeping, from what I saw he had a huge battle." Kuro puffed in smoke, leaving Tsunade with Naruto, who was over her shoulder. "Naruto, my son. I am so proud, but I am still going to punish you for doing something so foolish." Tsunade thought with a smile on her face at the sleeping Naruto. She walked to the hospital, listening to the sound of Naruto's armor clank with each step. The villagers waved and asked her questions about their Naruto-sama. She made it to the hospital and got him a room. She took his clothes off and put him in hospital clothes. She laid him down in a bed. He woke up as soon as she sat him down. "Thanks for the lift, Mom, you are too kind." He gave her a bright smile, making her gain a tick mark. "You were up this whole time." Tsunade hit him on top of the head. "I just needed some rest and you just so happened to be willing." The door was slammed open and in came Haku with a worried look on her face. "Hey Haku-chan." Naruto held out his arms for the girl and she ran in and gave him a big hug and passion-filled kiss. He returned it with just as much passion as Haku did. "Naruto-kun, we were also worried about you," Haku said, still staying in his arms. "Sorry to worry you, but I am all good now." He kissed the top of her head, making her smile. "Now tomorrow I will be leaving on that training trip, so tonight you make sure to come home so we can have some goodbye sex," he said the last part in her ear, making the girl blush and shiver. "Okay Naruto-kun, I will be there." She then left to go home and tell everyone. "Okay, just stay here and rest for a while and then you can go." Tsunade ruffled his hair and walked out. Uzumaki compound. Naruto was released from the hospital and made his way home so he can have a good time. He opened the gate and walked in, locking it back. He walked to the front door and opened it. He saw Anko, Tsunami, Kasumi, Kurenai, Guren, Haku, Tuya, Ino, Shizune, and Kin in sexy lingerie waiting for him. They all had blushes and smirks on their faces. "What a way to welcome me home." They then made his way to his room and put up silencing seals blocking out all of the groans and moans of the occupants in the room. They had fun all night long. Next day. It was early morning and Naruto, Karen, Tsunade, and Jiraiya along with Rukia were at the gates. "Goodbye Papa, I will miss you, but when you come back I will be super strong," Rukia said with some tears in her eyes, giving Naruto a tight hug. "I will miss you too baby, and I can't wait to see how strong you get. Just make sure you are good for Granny Tsunade." Tsunade got a tick mark but let it slide this time. She smiled and walked towards Naruto. "Goodbye son, make sure you are okay." She gave him a kiss on the forehead and brought him into another motherly hug. Naruto returned the hug as well. He gave her a kiss on the cheek like he always did. "I will mom, don't worry about me." He then walked back to Karen who was standing next to Jiraiya who decided to stick with them for a little bit. "Alright let's get going." Jiraiya spoke walking out the gates. "So did you tell your boyfriend goodbye? I didn't see you at home yesterday." Naruto smirked to the redhead girl. "Do I need to speak with Neji about something?" "Shut up." Naruto laughed it off and only smiled at the blushing girl. The next 3 years would be something to remember. Chapter 19 This is it, Part 2 of Naruto. Somewhere in water country. "Fuck, why the hell did leader send us out here and not that damn fly trap?" An angry voice said. "Stop your fucking complaining, all we need to do is kill these two assholes and we can finish what we were doing." A voice just as angry replied. This was Hidan and Kakazu. They were sent out by the leader of the Akatsuki to look for traces of the Three Tails. They were meant to gather money, not spy on people. It also didn't help that this new group called the Guardians. It was a group of the Jinchuriki formed to counteract the Akatsuki. 7S ranked ninjas versus 8S ranked ninjas. It was about to be 6 after this battle if things kept going the way they were. While searching for the Three Tails, Hidan and Kakazu had made contact with 2 members of the group who were also looking for the Three Tails. "Have you finally given up now?" A cold and calculative voice asked. "Shut your damn mouth," Hidan shouted. "You are so annoying, I am about to kill you." A chipper female voice said. "You bitch. Say that to my face." "Hidan, shut up," Kakazu said and coughed up some blood. They were getting beat up for most of the fight and it was drawing to a close soon. "Look at you, about to die. Sucks to be you." Hidan twirled his scythe and got ready to charge back in. "Idiot." Kakazu coughed out. Hidan then charged in with a manic smile on his face, not caring what happened. It wasn't like he could die. A green blur went past him and his world turned upside down. His head was cut off by a blade of wind held by a dark-skinned hand. "You are done for now." The girl turned around showing her mint green hair and bright orange eyes and dark skin. Fu pumped more chakra into the wind blade, giving it a white glow and also making the blade hum with power. "Say goodbye bitch." She then performed multiple slashes with her wind blade and cut Hidan's head and body into multiple pieces. She then finished it off with a fireball just to be sure about her kill. Utakata only shook his head at Fu. Utakata was wearing a black cloak with his collar folded down that had green waves on the bottom symbolizing a new wave of change, with the color green symbolizing growth and new beginnings for the world. Under his coat his hat on a light blue turtleneck. He had black pants that were tied at the bottom by light blue tape into black ninja sandals. He had his bubble blower of death tied around his neck hanging to his midsection. Fu had a similar cloak but she had it opened at the bottom revealing her well-toned midsection and belly button. She was wearing black tights with black tape covering her feet so as to not get them injured during missions. She would harden her feet with earth chakra or wind chakra during her fights depending on whatever she was doing, and it was easier for her to fly. "You have been hanging around Naruto-sama too much," Utakata said with clear amusement. He had gotten used to Fu and her new quirks she picked up from Naruto. She was his partner and sister after all. Fu pouted, "What are you trying to say? And you know big bro doesn't like when you call him that." You have picked up on his bad language and Finnish lines. He shuddered at remembering Naruto shooting tailed beast bombs with that grin on his face while also giving some final line to his enemies. "Well, I think it is great." Fu crossed her arms and turned her head. Kakazu tried to use this attempt to escape with his last heart, but was stopped when he was trapped in a bubble and floated towards the two. "You were not trying to escape, were you?" Utataka asked in that ice-cold tone that could freeze over hell. Kakazu cursed in his head. There was no way they would let him go, they are after people like him after all. If he was dying it would be under his own terms. He channeled his chakra into this last attack. "If I'm going down, you are coming with me." He was about to finish but was stopped when a wind blade pierced his last heart making him gasp. "No you don't." Fu wagged her finger as if talking to a child. Let's just finish this guy, blow his ass up. Fu ran back in order to take cover from the explosion that was to come. You got it. Utakata then sent the bubble up into the air and got ready for his final attack. He couldn't help himself, he just had to say it one time. Say goodbye, bitch. He then blew the bubble up, causing a large explosion to sound and rock the ground they were standing on. The explosion could be seen from miles away. Thud. The body of a dead Kakazu fell to the ground with burns and parts of his body missing. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? Fu asked, grinning towards Utakata, who looked away and blushed from embarrassment. Shut up. Just grab the body and let's get back to the village, Utakata said and jumped into the trees, leaving Fu to grab the body. She grabbed the body and jumped after him with a smile on her face. Her life had really taken a turn for the better when she met Naruto that day. Flashback. Naruto and Karen were walking in the village hidden in waterfalls. They had wanted to get in, but the guards didn't want to let them, so Naruto and Karen just snuck in using their chakra sensei ability. That's a big-ass tree. Naruto gazed at the giant tree in the middle of the village. Karen nodded next to him. Yup, and I can feel Chomei's chakra coming from over there. Well, let's go and see them. They then began to sneak around the village to not get caught by the ninja protecting the village. It wasn't a lot of them, and they also were pretty weak from what Naruto could sense. They made it to the tree and could see what looked like a run-down cabin behind the tree covered by a grove of trees. Talk about a shithole. Naruto received a smack upside the head for that comment. I do remember seeing your place and it didn't look any better. Karen saw his old apartment and it was not the 5-star compound he had now. They walked up to the door and gave it a slight knock. Go away, I don't have the rent. A voice sounded from the inside. We are not here for your money, we are here for you, Naruto said. I don't want your love letter. Creep. Naruto got a tick mark while Karen giggled off to the side. I'll have you know, I have multiple women at home who love me, Naruto shouted towards the door. So you are a pervert and a creep. He could hear the mocking way the voice said it. That is it. He unsheathed his sword and got ready to cut the building down. I was going to play nice, but now I'm just going to kidnap you. He was about to do an attack but was stopped when Karen grabbed his arm. Wait, if you do that it might alert the village that we are here. Naruto calmed down a little but was still a little mad. Excuse my rude brother, he doesn't have any manners. Naruto's eyebrow twitched. We just want to give you a better life and save you from this place. They heard footsteps and soon the door cracked open and they saw Fu stick her head from behind the door. What do you mean? Fu saw the two smile at her fondly. I am Naruto Uzumaki, the holder of the 9 tails, and my sister holds the 4 tails. We are making a group of us Jinchuriki and we wanted to know if you want to join? Naruto finished with a smile and Fu's eyes widened at what she was hearing. Flashback over. From that day forward she had never looked back and would forever thank Naruto for giving her a better life. The two then made their way to the Mist Village where the leader was waiting for them. Mizukage office. Naruto-kun, are you sure that those two will be okay? Mei, the leader of the Mist Village, asked her friend who was like a little brother to her. For the last time, woman, they will be fine. Naruto answered, annoyed. He was laying on the couch while Mei did paperwork with some shadow clones. He had given her the secret to paperwork and he ended up with rosy red lipstick all on his face. Don't be taking that tone with me, young man. Mei sent Naruto a slight glare from behind her desk. Smartass, I am just worrying about my friends. There is nothing to worry about, we all trained together with our tailed beast and those guys were just the low tier of the Akatsuki. Naruto and his group had trained in their powers with the help of each other and their bijou. Once they had finished they made their group and went to go hunt the members but didn't have any luck until now. They however did missions for multiple people in order to get their name out in the world. That's why I'm worried. They have been around you so long, they might have picked up your bad habits. Oh yay, like what? Your crude language, finish lines, explosive jutsu, and battle-hungry nature. Mei named off only a short list of all the things about Naruto. Oh, and you are so much better. Every time someone mentions age or marriage you get all defensive and want to kill someone. Don't make me melt you, Mei said dangerously with the aura of death surrounding her. Naruto only laughed at her. If you could melt me, I am sure that little Bumblebee from Stone would have done it a long time ago. He thought of the girl in Stone who he just loved making mad. Mei scowled, my lava is much hotter than hers, just like me. Then why are you still single? He had to dodge a lava ball that melted the couch in a second. Mei was ready to shoot another one but two people appeared in the room. Bro, mission accomplished. Fu saluted Naruto, who did the same thing back to her. Great work, soldier. He opened his arms that were covered by his cloak that all the members of the Guardians were wearing. Around his neck was the green necklace of his mother Tsunade. Naruto was wearing a black long-sleeve shirt that. He had on black onbu pants with black tape on his ankles and black ninja sandals. Naruto's blonde hair had gotten longer with 2 bangs hanging over his leaf headband. Fu jumped into his arms and gave him a big hug. Since our mission is done, are you going back to the leaf now? Yup, I are due back anyways. I sent Karen ahead in order to let everyone know. Naruto separated from Fu and walked to Utakata and gave him a fist bump. Did you use the line? Naruto asked with a grin. Fu, you stay here with your partner and help me with missions. Fu nodded at what he said. Utakata turned his head and looked down to hide his blush and shame. Yes, I did. Naruto and Fu began to laugh at the man who started to sulk in the corner. It felt good, didn't it? Naruto already knew the answer, but he just wanted to hear it from him. He saw the man nod in the corner, making him laugh some more. Don't worry, soon you will be making your own. When will we be leaving? Fu asked once she stopped laughing. We can leave later today, I can get us there in a flash. He held out a 3-pronged kunai that was all black. He had wanted to change his from the way his father made them. Fu made an O face. You two just relax for about an hour or 2 and then we will get going. He got a nod from Fu. Utakata, make sure you don't cause any trouble for Mei-chan, you know she is getting up there in age. He ducks a lava ball. And let us know if you need anything. He turned to Mei, who was glaring at him. I am going to your house to sleep in your bed. He flashed away in a blue light. I swear I really hate him sometimes, Mei said, but then smiled a little while later. She would miss having him around as company. 2 hours later, Hokage office. Tsunade was sitting in her office doing what all Kages hated doing. Paperwork. Naruto had told her the secret, but it seemed like even when the clones were helping it was still a lot of paperwork. She didn't sign up for this shit. Tsunade let out a sigh from all the work she has done today. Something then caught her eye. It was a picture of her and Naruto when they had made it back to the village. She was wearing her Hokage hat while he had an arm around her shoulder with a big smile on his face, while she had a similar smile while giving a peace sign to the camera. She smiled softly at the picture. It has been 3 years since she had last seen her son, and she missed him. Where is he? I thought he was supposed to be back already. Everyone wants to see him. Even the villagers want to see their hero. Tsunade was snapped from her thoughts when she got a knock on the door. Come in. The door opened to reveal Sakura Haruno, her young student. Sakura saw her master and smiled. She had asked to be taught by Tsunade when Naruto had left for his training with Karen. Over the training she had really grown over the 3 years. Sakura's pink hair was flowing to her lower neck, there was also a diamond mark in the middle of her forehead. She wore a red V-neck crop top showing her muscled torso. She had on a fishnet sports bra, black high shorts revealing her toned and thick thighs. Black ninja sandals that went past her knees. She was wearing pink elbow pads, and to finish her outfit she would sometimes wear a sleeveless cloak that had pink flower petals at the bottom. Tsunade-sama, I have some more paperwork for you, Sakura said with a smirk on her face. Tsunade slumped into her chair. Hey, why don't I make you the Hokage for a day? Nah, I'm good, plus if I have to sit in this office all day, then I don't think I will be Hokage, Sakura said and looked out the window with a smile. So where is bro? Tsunade smiled once again, I'm not sure, but he should be here sometime soon. A knock on the door made both the ladies look towards it. Come in, Tsunade said. The door opened revealing Karen, whose outfit was similar to the other guardians, but she had a fur pelt on her collar that would catch flames when she used fire chakra or Goku's. Hey you two, I was just coming to tell you things went well in the mist and Naruto should be here soon. That's great, this will make our alliance even stronger with the mist. Did you find anything on the Three Tails? Tsunade wanted to make sure they kept the Three Tails out the hands of Akatsuki or Iwa. Things with them and the sound have not been good. They have been pushing their luck while also trying to boost up their forces. Tsunade was not just sitting on her ass though, she also made all ninja amp up their training and made sure to fix the academy. No, we did not discover anything about the Three Tails, but Naruto sent me a scroll saying they killed 2 members of the Akatsuki, Karen said, shocking the 2 occupants in the room. Who were they? Sakura asked. She was confident that she could take on one of the lower members, but if she used her 100 healings she could defeat her master and maybe one of the upper tier members of the group. It was Kakazu and Hidan, Karen said. Who defeated them? Tsunade was curious. Fu and Utakata. Tsunade whistles. Well, no wonder, those 2 are tails apart. The village then began to rumble and clouds began to form overhead, making everyone look up to see the strange event. Lighting began to peak from the gray clouds and the sound of thunder echoed over the whole village. Tsunade and Sakura only knew of one person who would make such an entrance. The sky then went completely black. It then happened. They all heard the primal roar of a beast. The civilians began to get a little scared while the ninja prepared for an attack. They all saw flashes of lighting inside the clouds and they saw slight glances of a massive beast flying. The clouds parted, revealing the grinning form of Naruto riding on top of Arashi. The civilians of the red light district recognized him right away. They started to cheer his name. Naruto! 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 The named boy was just taking in all the praise from atop his creation. Go on and give them a roar. Naruto patted one of the three heads of Arashi, who seemed to grin. The beast then widened its wings and let out a massive roar that went on for miles across the earth. Everyone then began to cheer in the village. The storm of the leaf has returned, Naruto shouted with a wide grin on his face. Back in the office, Tsunade, Sakura, and Karen smiled at Naruto's antics. He always knew how to make an entrance and get the people behind him. I swear that idiot son of mine. Tsunade couldn't help but feel happy. Her son was back and would definitely bring a storm with him. You go, Naruto-kun. Sakura was outside cheering with everyone else. She couldn't believe how big that damn storm dragon was. It cast a shadow over half the village. We should just make it a holiday when he comes back to the village, Karen chuckled to herself. Back with Naruto, he flew the dragon back into the storming clouds and cancelled the jutsu, but not before letting him have one more roar. He parted the clouds with his wind chakra and was now flying back to the ground. He nosedived and used wind chakra to catch himself before he made contact with the ground. He then flashed into the Hokage office. Hey there guys, Naruto shouted. Bro. Sakura jumped to Naruto, who caught her and spun her around, making the girl grin and laugh. Naruto eyed her up and down. He whistled. Damn sis, you look hot. Naruto grinned at his little sister. Sakura smirked and did a few poses. You think so? He chuckled. Love it. He then turned to the woman who was behind the desk. It's been a long time, brat. Your training proved to be fruitful, I hope, Tsunade said with a warm smile on her face towards her knucklehead blonde. Naruto only smirked. Come on mom, don't be like that, you aren't getting any younger. Naruto walked to Tsunade, who had gotten up to embrace him. He then gave her a bunch of kisses on her face, making her giggle and push him away. It's good to have you back, son. She gave him another smile. Naruto smiled in return before he then grinned. Now where is my little snow bunny? I have a gift for her. Everyone already knew who he was talking about. She is most likely waiting at home for you like everyone else is, I can feel their excitement from here. Karen spoke up. Yay, and she has missed you a lot. She tried to hide it with that little indifferent face of hers, but I could see that she missed you, Tsunade said. She has also become very strong over the past years, one of the strongest ninja in the village if I am being honest. Naruto smiled proudly. What do you expect, she is my daughter after all. That's good and all, but how strong are you? Tsunade was actually really interested to know, considering how strong he was when he left the village. I am pretty sure you have seen my bingo book entry, but let's just say that I have weathered the storm. Naruto then left in a lighting body flicker. Uzumaki compound. Everyone who was living at the compound were waiting for Naruto to come home. They had all seen him outside in the sky and couldn't wait to see him up close. I swear if that shithead doesn't get here in 5 seconds, I am going to shove my foot up his ass. A flash then appeared behind Tuya. You will do what? Naruto wrapped his arms around the waist of Tuya and pulled her to his muscled chest. Tuya turned red at the surprise and feel of his body pressed up against her. She missed him so damn much. Why you shithead, making me wait. Naruto turned her around and smiled at her. I've missed you, Tuya-chan. He then gave her a kiss that she happily returned. He pulled away, making Tuya moan in disappointment. Don't worry, there will be more time for that. He then turned to see everyone else. I'm home, Naruto shouted in the house. Naruto, everyone said and then jumped on him. Tsunami, Inari, Anko, Kurenai, Ranmaru, Ino, Kin, Shizune, Haku, Hinata, and Guren. They were all giving him a big hug on the ground with smiles on their faces. They all get up to let him breathe. Until Ino spoke in a happy tone. Master, we are so happy to have you back, Ino said and gave him a kiss. Ino had matured in beauty and Naruto could tell just by looking at her figure under that maid outfit, she still looked good. Naruto chuckled. I am glad to be back, but where is Rukia-chan? Naruto looked around and saw her standing over to the side looking at him with a smile. He smiled and walked over to her. Everyone gave the father and daughter space. She had really grown into a beautiful young lady. Rukia was wearing a black shyakushu, her hair is cropped into a bob which hangs over her face. She wears a white fingerless teko which extends above her elbows. Hey Dad, Rukia said looking up at Naruto with a big smile. Naruto raised an eyebrow. No papa? Rukia scoffed, I am not a little girl anymore, I don't say such childish things. Oh, and you're also too cool to give your dad a hug. Naruto wrapped her into his strong arms and nuzzled their faces together, making the girl laugh and try to escape his hug. He then stopped and just looked at her with a warm smile. I don't care how old you are, you will still be my little girl. He just gave her a fatherly hug, one that Rukia returned with a smile. I got a gift for you. Naruto separated and gave Rukia a smirk. What is it? Rukia tried to hide her happiness, but she just couldn't help it. Naruto always gave the best gifts. It is the rabbit I promised to get you. He unsealed an all-white rabbit that had big white ears and a puffy white tail at the back. Rukia got hearts in her eyes along with Haku. It's so cute. Rukia picked the rabbit up and began to talk to it along with Haku, who had just joined her. I will name you Chappie. Haku and Rukia then walked into the backyard to play with the new bunny. Well, that was heartwarming, Tsunami said and walked up to Naruto and gave him a kiss. She hadn't changed much but still looked just as beautiful in Naruto's opinion. Well, why don't we all catch up? Naruto made his way to the couch followed by everyone except Ino, Kin, Shizune, and Guren, who left to make snacks for everyone in the place. Time passed and they all talked about things they did over the 3 years. They talked about the training and future plans they have. Laughing at the things Naruto had told them he saw during his adventures. A knock sounded at the compound gates. Guren went to answer it. Yes, how may I help you, Anbu? Lady Hokage wishes to test Naruto-sama at Training Ground 7 right now. The Anbu then body flickered away. Guren sighed. But the master just returned. She then went back inside to tell the sad news. Naruto-sama, the Hokage wants you at the training ground to give a demonstration of your skills. Everyone gave a groan of protest. He just got back and he was about to leave to do some stupid test. Naruto then got an idea. Why don't we all go and see me kick somebody's ass? Good idea, master, Kin said and was up and waiting at the door. Race you all there. Naruto then picked up Inari and Tsunami and dashed off at great speeds. That's cheating, Anko yelled until she jumped after him. Everyone soon followed after him and they all had smiles on their faces. Training Ground 7. Naruto landed with Inari and Tsunami. Alright, we won, Inari yelled with his black hair a mess from all the winds blowing past his face. Inari had also grown over the 3 years. His face had lost the baby fat. He now had a slim and lean body. He didn't want to be a ninja, but he worked out to stay in shape. That's right, we did, I am the fastest man alive after all. Naruto pointed a finger at himself. Oh really? A lazy voice sounded. Naruto turned his head and saw Kakashi Hatake standing reading his smut out in public. Kakashi, don't tell me you are going to test me? Naruto raised an eyebrow at the man. He knew Kakashi was strong, but he was a high A rank and low S rank ninja at best. Why yes I am, and there is also someone else who will be helping me. When Kakashi finished that sentence, someone rose from the ground in an Anbu outfit with a bear mask on. Naruto eyed the Anbu up and down. He was not impressed and his face showed his displeasure. He turned to Tsunade, who was in the tree with Jiraiya. Mom, why does this guy have senju cells in his body? He isn't a lost senju, is he? Tsunade was shocked that he could tell there were senju cells in Tenzo. She turned to the Anbu, who shook his head in a negative way. It's classified information. Naruto did not like the answer, but he already had a good idea of what happened to the guy. Alright Naruto, this will be a simple spar to test your skills. Kakashi put his book away and pulled up his headband. He then pulled out a bell. If you don't. Naruto cut him off. I am not here to do your damn bell test. I will simply beat your ass until you see the difference. Naruto finished with that predatory grin on his face that made both the men shiver in fright. Okay then. Kakashi put the bell up and got into his stance ready to fight. He turned to Tenzo with a serious gaze. Kenzo, I am sure you are aware, but do not take Naruto lightly. If you hold back too much it won't end well for you. Kenzo was offended, but you couldn't see it behind his mask. I think you forget who I am. This brat won't last. Don't get cocky, I am telling you it won't help you, Kakashi said harshly. This was not the time to let ego cloud your judgment. He saw that big dragon and knew if he wanted Naruto could have destroyed the village. Everyone from the compound had landed and was now watching Naruto get ready to fight the two jounin. Will Naruto-kun be okay? Hinata asked worriedly. She stayed in her outfit she was wearing from 3 years ago. She filled out the clothes pretty nicely, if she had to say. I am sure Naruto-kun will be just fine, Kurenai said with a reassuring smile towards Hinata. Yea, there is nothing to worry about, those two are nothing compared to Naruto, Karen said. That's a little harsh, don't you think? Shizune said. It may be, but it is simply how things are. The things he has done over the past 3 years are just crazy. He beat the Raikage in a race of speed and beat all of the other guardians by himself. They all gasped in shock. No lie, shithead, is that strong? Chuya couldn't believe her man was such a powerhouse. Yes, the only people who I could say would be stronger than him would be the leader of the Akatsuki, Hashirama, and Madara in their prime, Karen said. Dom, I wonder what a fight between them would look like, Anko said giddy. I don't. If forces like them clash, it will destroy everything and cause mass destruction, Karen said gravely. She knew that Naruto and the leader of the Akatsuki would clash eventually. Yes, it would be best if we were not close to them when something like this happened, Shizune said. Rukia, hearing this, was shocked at how strong her dad was. She had become one of the strongest ninja in the village and knew her strength was great. However, she saw the massive dragon and wondered if she could stop something like that. She had advanced very far in her spiritual arts and her sword had told her she was close to gaining Bankai. It didn't matter, she would also train and become as strong as her dad. Alright, come at me for real. Naruto taunted the two ninja who rushed at him. Kenzo rushed in first at jounin speeds he knew Naruto wouldn't be able to dodge. He aimed a fist for Naruto's face but he went right through him. Genjutsu no it was. Kenzo's thoughts were put to a pause when he was kicked in the side. An afterimage. Naruto sent the Anbu crashing back to Kakashi who had seen all of the events unfold. His Sharingan was barely able to keep up with him and he meant barely. Naruto then turned his gaze to Kakashi who seemed to be thinking of a plan. Naruto then rushed towards Kakashi who jumped out of the way but was punched in the face by a clone who was behind him. Naruto then took the chance to land another blow to Kakashi. Kakashi did a substitution and was behind a tree thinking over what had just happened. Damn, those hits hurt like hell and I didn't even see him make the clone. Kakashi had to duck when a wind blade sliced the tree in half. That was a close one, Kakashi, Naruto said holding a wind blade that was humming in his hand. Naruto ducked a fist to the back of the head and stabbed what was behind him with the wind blade in the shoulder. He turned and saw the Anbu behind him. Naruto was about to deliver another attack until the body turned to wood and clamped around him. Wood strangling jutsu. The Anbu rose from the ground and Naruto could just feel the smugness coming from the Anbu. Well, it looks like the storm was only a light breeze. Naruto grinned at the Anbu who was a bit confused at the boy. Why is he acting like he can still win? He was trapped and there was no getting out. So this is why I can feel the Senju chakra coming from you. The Anbu along with Tsunade were shocked. How did he figure it out? This was top secret. You must think your wood style can hold me. It can and I will. You have lost. Kenzo added more chakra to the move making Naruto groan from the tightness. Kenzo turned to Kakashi who still seemed to be on guard. That was too easy, Naruto is a S-rank ninja and a simple binding jutsu won't hold him. Kakashi looked around to see if he could find a clone or something. He was snapped back to attention when he felt the spike come from Naruto. Listen Woody, your wood style is too weak to hold me. Naruto then channeled Kasumi's chakra. 5 tails sprouted from behind Naruto and he quickly broke free from the wood holding him. Kenzo was flabbergasted that someone broke free from his wood style. He knew it wasn't as strong as the first Hokage but nobody had ever broken free with such force before and he was a little shaken up. Now your wood style is meaningless. He dropped the 5-tailed cloak and was now standing with his arms crossed. You have to come at me better than that if you want to take me down, Naruto said to Kakashi and Tenzo. I told you. Kakashi shoot a glare towards Tenzo. Sorry senpai. Get over it. We will simply try again and hope to take him down. Come on, I don't have all day. Naruto grinned at the two. He would have some fun before he defeated them. Chapter 20. Naruto was weaving in between blows from Kakashi and Tenzo. They had taken the fight to him and had been trying to land an effective blow on him for 10 minutes straight. Naruto was getting tired of just dodging now, so he would show them how to attack. Naruto saw a head kick coming from Kakashi. He caught the foot and had an iron grip on the leg. He ducked a wooden fist from Tenzo and grabbed him by the throat. That is not how you attack. Naruto's grip on them got tighter. It's like this. Naruto spent Kakashi upside down by his leg. He then kicked him in the chest while he was in the air unbalanced. Naruto then spun Yamato and tossed him into his own tree he had grown. Yamato impacted with the tree and he spit out some saliva under his mask. Dynamic entry. Yamato then felt as if he was hit by a train. Naruto kicked him smack in the middle of the chest, sending him through the tree with a cry of pain. Kakashi had gotten back to his feet and was looking at Naruto with apprehension in his two mixed match eyes. They had not been holding back on Naruto, but yet, he was still handling them as if they were nothing. Kakashi knew he wasn't weak, but was Naruto just that strong? Yamato's thoughts were similar to his senpai's. His main weapon had no effect on Naruto. His taijutsu seemed to be too slow to land a hit and he would just blow away their jutsu like it was made by a civilian ninja. He was the Anbu captain, for God's sake, he would not be embarrassed so badly. Naruto looked at the two with a blank face. He was not having as good of a time he thought he would. Kenzo was actually pretty weak, he could tell that wood style was all he had. That was something he worked on during his training trip. He didn't want to be over-reliant on his bloodline like most bloodline users. Naruto looked at Kakashi, who seemed to be trying to think of a way to beat him, but it was futile. He knew Kakashi came to that conclusion, but because of his pride he wouldn't give up like that. Come on, you two. You can still dance, can't you? Naruto smirked at them, but it then dropped. I will be on the attack this time, I hope you can keep up. Naruto then disappeared from where he was standing. He appeared again and spin-kicked Kakashi, sending him flying back. He body flickered away and gave Yamato multiple punches and then grabbed him and tossed him to Kakashi. Kakashi groaned. He shakily got back to his feet. Damn, we can't even see him move. I will try to trap him and you hit him with something. Yamato went through hand signs. Wood style with bullets. Yamato slammed his hands on the ground and 6 wooden slabs rose and shot towards Naruto. Only 6? Naruto then went through hand signs at a fast pace. Wind dome. The wooden slabs were sliced up before they even came into contact with Naruto. Is that all? Naruto asked mockingly. The ground under him cracked before splitting apart and wooden pillars came from the ground and trapped him in a wooden prison. Wooden branches then branched out and wrapped around his body tightly. Wood prison. Yamato had a kunai out and was ready to strike Naruto down if he made any move. Kakashi now. Kakashi went through hand signs and shot a wind tornado at Naruto. He then sped through more hand signs and shot an intense flame of fire towards the wind, making it a flaming tornado. We got him, Tenzo said happily. On the sideline, the people watching seemed a little worried about Naruto's safety except for Karen, who was just smirking. Oh no. Did they go too far? Tsunami asked worriedly. That perverted Cyclops. When I get my damn hands on his ass. Chuya grabbed the dagger from her hip and had it ready. She was wearing some dark red loose pants that covered her black ninja sandals. She was wearing a black long-sleeved kimono that had a red uzumaki swirl on her back. She had her flute and a seal on her wrist, so she could get it at any time. She had trained over the 3 years in the dagger arts as to not be reliant on her genjutsu. Don't worry, I will get some hits in for you, Naruto said, laying his head on Tsunade's shoulder. What are you doing over here? Tsunade sounded irritated but did not remove Naruto from her shoulder. He smiled and gave her a kiss on the cheek. Just watching them attack that poor clone. Naruto then walked back to the field, but not before smacking Ino on the ass. I've missed that ass. He gave Ino a wink and made her blush but winked back. He walked back into the field. Okay, you two. That got the 2x Anbu attention. Since you like beating up clones, how about I let them beat up you guys? Naruto then put his hands in a cross sign. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 1,000 clones formed in a puff of smoke. It's been a while since I just swarmed someone with clones, but for you I will make an exception. How? Kenzo asked with a little fear in his voice. You should know how, just take out as many as you can. A familiar sound of lightning sparked in Kakashi's hand. He then vanished and appeared behind Naruto, ready to strike him in the shoulder. Naruto easily sidestepped and grabbed Kakashi's arm that was covered in lighting. You would have to move at the speed of lighting itself to hit me so easily, and even then you would have to be faster than that. Naruto placed a seal on Kakashi's head that knocked him out in a second. Naruto then turned a devilish grin towards Yamato. Now, you insulted my storm and I can't let that slide. Naruto advanced and so did the clones. Yamato took a hesitant step back. He wasn't seeing Naruto right now, he saw a demon in human skin. Get his ass. All the clones and Naruto charged the Anbu, who made a wooden dome to try and block the attacks, but it was shortly destroyed and he suffered the blows of the clones. When all the clones disappeared, it revealed the beat-up form of Yamato. His mask had been broken due to the amount and force of the punches he had received. Naruto walked over to the man and saw the blood coming from his busted lip and broken nose. Naruto got in his face. "You got knocked the fuck out, bitch." Naruto laughed and called over his mother to heal the man. Chuya jumped on his back with a grin. "I will be stealing that line when I lay somebody on their ass." Naruto smirked back at her. Speaking of ass, Naruto smacked hers while she was in his arms. Chuya yelped in pain and pleasure. She then smirked and got a little pink on her cheeks. "It seems you've missed me more than I thought." "You have no idea." Chuya leaned to his ear and whispered sexily. "Why don't you show me handsome?" Naruto's smirk only grew bigger with her words. He was going to show her all right. "I'll see you guys at home." Naruto flashed off with Chuya on his back giggling like a schoolgirl. "That damn redhead, she got him first." Anko stumped her foot on the ground with an angry pout. "I swear they are both perverts," Kurenai said, also angry she didn't go first. "I know you not talking about perverts, the way Naruto be having you." Anko's face was covered by a blushing Kurenai. "Shut up or no dengo for a whole 3 months, Kurenai said in a dangerous tone. Anko only licked her hand, making Kurenai withdrew her hand and glared. "Fine, but everyone knows how much of a slut you are for Naruto." Anko then had to run for her life as Kurenai began to chase her with a kunai and a red face of embarrassment. Author's note: there is a lemon here if you want to read it. Link to the story is in the description. Naruto had awoken to Chuya on his right with a silly grin on her face. He rolled over and saw Kasumi with a satisfied look on her face. Naruto got up from the bed as quietly as he could, but due to Kasumi having enhanced hearing, it was for naught. "Morning already?" Kasumi opened her slitted red eyes. She sat up, revealing her huge breast to the world. Naruto turned and smiled at them. "I should have known I couldn't sneak away from you." Naruto walked back over and gave her a kiss. "Did you sleep good?" He already knew the answer, but he wanted to hear her say it. That goofy smile came on her face. "Yes, I did, and I must say, you were like an animal last night." She got a dazed look in her eyes when she remembered the shadow clones. A shiver of pleasure ran down her spine and she began to get a little wet thinking about it. Naruto saw where this was going, smack her breast making her moan. Stop. You know they are sensitive." She covered herself. "Oh, I know, if the way you were screaming last night was anything." Naruto chuckled, remembering how she was screaming his name. "Oi, can you two shut up?" Chuya said grumpily. She was not a morning person. "Oh, good morning, sweet cheeks." Naruto leaned down and gave the redhead a deep kiss. Chuya smiled. She missed this. "Shithead, I told you that I have a mission today. I can't even feel my legs." Chuya dropped her smile and gave him a slight glare. "Well, I was only pleasing my goddess." Naruto tried to charm his way out of this. Kasumi snorted. "Yay, right, you were completely." She shuddered and got a little wet. "Dominating last night." Both the girls blushed while Naruto smirked. He then pushed them both on the bed. "But you girls like it that way, don't you?" He gave them light kisses followed by licks. The girls moaned a slight bit. They had to resist this man. "No, Naruto-kun. I can't go on my damn mission, thanks to you, and if we have sex now I will definitely be in a coma." Chuya pushed him off her and turned over and pulled the covers over her. Naruto smirked. He yanked the cover off her, revealing her naked form. He slapped her juicy ass that rippled. "Well, if you have nothing to do today." He got over her and whispered in her ear. "Why don't I please my goddess some more?" A small part of Chuya just wanted to say fuck the mission and have some sex that she missed with her man so much. But she couldn't even though she wanted to. "Why you fucking better not. I need to rest." Naruto got up but not before giving her butt another smack. "Fine, you can rest for now, I need to shower anyways." "Count me out," Kasumi said and tried to leave. But was stopped when Naruto grabbed her tails. "No, you smell like sex and need a bath." He pulled her tails to bring her towards him. "No." She transformed into her small fox form and began to run away, but Naruto grabbed her before she went through the doggy door in their room just for her. "Let me go, Naruto. I hate those baths." "You need it." Naruto was fighting a small fox in nothing but his underwear. It was a pretty funny sight for Chuya, who was rolling, laughing and taking pictures. Later, after Naruto had subdued Kasumi and made her take a bath, he was able to put on some clothes and left a cursing Chuya in the room. She was angry at him for making her cancel her mission today. It was nothing, A few kisses and promises couldn't stop though. He had eaten the delicious breakfast of tsunami that he had missed so much. It had been years since he ate her tasty food. He thanked her with a nice long kiss that made her a little horny and wanting more. Naruto had seen Rukia in the red and white training GI working on her sword movements. He went outside and just watched her with a proud smile on his face. She was indeed good and he could see that. He would give her little tips in order to help her with what she was doing. Naruto wanted to spar with her, but he would let her advance a little more before they got to that part. He then just walked around the village taking in the sights once again. The village hadn't changed much except putting his mom's face on the monument and a couple new shops. That then brought up a good idea in his mind. He would use one of his favorite pastimes. Annoy the hell out of someone. He then smirked and left in a blue flash. He appeared back on the window of the Hokage's office without making a sound. The window was open, making him laugh inside his head. He saw his mother hard at work with the shadow clones. He could see the paperwork making a pile on her desk. It would be a shame if it all went out the window. He then used his mastery over the wind element to blow all the papers out the window. No. Come back. Tsunade tried to grab the papers that were flying away. She made it to the window and cursed. Damn this wind. She slammed the window shut. Naruto was on top laughing his ass off. He went back on the window using his cloaking jutsu he had learned from Jiraiya. Things do not stop here. Naruto used his chakra to make wind appear inside the office and blow all her paper away. Tsunade got a tick mark on her head and smashed her desk. Damn it. Turn the AC off. Her assistant went to go and turn it off before Tsunade started to punch things. Tsunade then sat down in her chair and waited for her new desk to come. Naruto then had to get a little more creative. He then saw it. Tsunade reached for the floorboard and lifted it, which revealed her secret sake collection. He knew if he was found out it would be the end of him, but he had to. Right when he was going to destroy the bottle, a puff of smoke appeared on his shoulder, revealing a sandy cream-colored thunderbird. He looked to see if anyone noticed him, but the coast was clear. He went to the roof to speak with his summon in private. What's up, Rina? That group is making its way towards the sand and will be there soon, Rina said in a female voice that sounded like that of a mother's. Naruto unsealed some fish for Rina as a reward. Thank you, Rina, you can go home now. He rubbed her head affectionately, making the bird sigh. You should come by, the chicks want to see you. Along with Hiro-sama. Naruto smiled and nodded. He had been to their summon world a couple of times. It helped that he could fly and his body could handle the stormy weather. Just let me know and I will be there. Rina nodded and left in a puff of smoke. Naruto's face became serious and his chakra spiked for a second. So it seems that they finally want to move. They think they can come after my siblings and get away with it? Not on God's beautiful big earth. He then went down and opened Tsunade's window. She was about to yell at him and hit the blonde over the head. However, she stopped when she saw the serious face he had on. When Naruto was serious, it normally meant someone was going to die. What's the problem, Naruto? He answered without missing a beat. The Akatsuki are in the sand and trying to get Gaara. Tsunade's eyes widened. This was not good and she guessed that's why Naruto was so serious. Okay, let me set up a team and you guys can head out. She didn't even need to ask where the information came from. She had full trust in her son. Anbu. They dropped down and got on one knee. Get me Kakashi and Sakura now. The Anbu nodded and flashed away to go and complete their mission. Naruto nodded at his mother for the quick action. I will go get ready and then come back to get those two. He then left in a blue flash to his compound. Uzumaki compound. He appeared inside to see Ino cleaning up. Kin was outside doing some training with Guren, who had two crystal swords in her hands. Ino. He called, getting her attention. Ino turned towards her master. Yes, Naruto-sama? I will be leaving for the sand for a S-rank mission. I want you to tell everyone for me. Ino wanted to go with him, but if Naruto wanted her to go he would have asked for her. Okay master, just be safe. She leaned up and gave him a kiss with all her love. Naruto smiled and gave her a hug that she returned. Naruto then walked to his room and saw Tuya still in his bed. She was now watching TV. Hey shithead, what's got you so serious? Naruto smiled. It seems his family was able to read him like a book. I have a S-rank mission to the sand. He went to the corner and took up his blue armor that was on a rack. Tuya whistled. Let me guess, it is those Red Dawn fuckers. Yup. Naruto slid on his all-black long sleeve and pulled up his black pants. They want to get Gaara first and probably seal up the bijou right away. He tied some white tape on his ankles and put on his black ninja sandals. Well, make sure you are okay. Snow Bunny will be sad if you die. Chuya glanced at Naruto, who was sliding on his blue armor. The armor then seemed to hum. Naruto had this new armor created with some of Kasumi's chakra, so it was pretty durable and strong. He had seals on the armor to make it even better than the last one. Alright babe, I'll be going. Naruto walked over and gave Chuya a kiss. He was about to pull away, but she grabbed him by his head, pulling him towards her. Come back safe. Naruto-kun, Chuya said in a soft tone. She didn't speak like this often, but because it was Naruto and they were alone, she would do it this once. Naruto smiled warmly at the redhead. You know, you almost sound like a loving wife when you talk like that. You should do it more often. Chuya scowled. He just had to ruin the moment. Never, you shithead. I don't know why you even try to act so tough all the time. Everyone knows you are a big softie. Naruto had to run out the room when she pulled out weapons and started to throw them at him. Naruto went back outside and was about to flash away when he heard his name. Dad. Naruto turned and saw Rukia running up to him. Hey honey, what is it? Are you leaving already? She wanted him to train with her. She wanted him in the village, even thought she wouldn't say it to his face. Yes, but I will be back as soon as possible. He rubbed her hair, messing it up. She batted his hand away and gave him a glare. I'm not a kid, so don't do that. Naruto only chuckled. What rank is your mission? S rank. What? Why? It's that group I told you about, they are trying to get Gaara. So I have to go and help him. Rukia wrapped her arms around him in a hug. Naruto was still taller than her, so he got on a knee and returned her hug. Be safe. Dad. Come on, no one can take down your awesome dad. The hug got tighter and not in a good way. Shirayuki says you are an idiot. And I agree with her. Naruto deflated. Don't listen to that stupid witch. She says you are a brute. Well, tell her to come and say it to my face. Naruto got up and walked to the door. I will be back before you know it. He then left in a blue flash. Hokage office. Naruto appeared in a flash ready. He looked and saw Kakashi and Sakura were also there and ready. Okay, I will take us there and we can think of a plan while we wait. Naruto walked up to them. Be safe you guys, Tsunade said, looking at them but mostly Naruto. Don't even sweat it. They are not even going to know what hit them. He sent her one more smirk before disappearing in a blue flash to the sand. Chapter 21. Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi appeared at the gates of the sand village in a flash of blue light. Kakashi, due to being in this kind of situation due to his sensei, only shook off the little buzz he got. Sakura, not being used to this kind of thing, threw up on the spot. This made Naruto laugh at her while Kakashi only chuckled. Sakura healed herself and then glared at the two with intense fury. This made Kakashi stop because he had been hit by her angry fist before and did not want to be in the hospital again. Naruto, however, only laughed more, in turn making Sakura walk up and hit him right in the nuts. She expected Naruto to yell like a girl and fall to the ground and hold his balls and start to cry. However, all she got was a grin from Naruto. Did you really think I would not find a way to protect my nuts? Kakashi was slack-jawed. What did Naruto do? He must have it. He then called out to Naruto. Whatever you did, give it to me. Naruto saw this and smirked. It is going to cost you. Money is not a problem, Kakashi yelled and pulled out his wallet. Naruto eyed the man's wallet and took a good number of bills from the man. Naruto then pulled out a slip of paper and gave it to the silver-haired man. Just slide this on your nuts and put chakra into it. Naruto explained to him how the seal works. Is it really that simple? Kakashi looked at the seal in amazement. It is a simple barrier seal. I don't know why people have not thought of something like this. Naruto invented this seal when he had called Mei an old lady whose tits would become saggy in the next 5 years. She covered her foot in chakra and kicked him in the nuts. He had then vowed he would solve this problem. So he looked into the sealing arts and used a simple barrier seal and then put it on his nuts. Sakura was baffled at the turn of events. All the women's secret weapons had now been countered. She would have to report this to Lady Hokage about this emergency. Sakura then remembered where they were and snapped back into attention. Guys! We are on a mission right now, let's focus. This snapped Naruto and Kakashi back out of their talks about monopolizing the seal. The look of a controlled rage and a warrior who showed no mercy to his enemies soon popped back on Naruto's face. Sakura suppressed a shudder at the sharp gaze of Naruto. She had no idea how Rukia could be the daughter of Naruto. Rukia was a calm, collected, confident, fearless and prideful young woman while Naruto was a merciless, battle-hungry, ruthless, bloodthirsty, and sometimes cocky young man. Sakura knew Naruto was an angel to his loved ones and a demon to his enemies. The pink it knew from experience. Naruto had called her dad a pussy and then proceeded to move her and her mom into a big-ass house in the red light district. He acted like her father for a short time until she began to change and truly blossom into her own woman. Naruto then became her cool older brother, but she was sure that he had fucked her mom. Sakura honestly didn't mind if she was being honest. It seemed her mom didn't love her dad anymore anyways. They had moved out when she had caught him cheating with some street whore. Her dad tried to attack Naruto because he didn't like how he was getting close to his family. Naruto had bitch slapped the man, which sent him to the hospital for a broken jaw. That was when Naruto had moved them into their new house and was sure her mom had Naruto all to herself that night. Let's go. Naruto walked to the guards with his armor clanking with each step. Kakashi followed behind Naruto with his own serious face. Sakura then shook herself from her thoughts and went behind Naruto and her sensei. When the guards saw Naruto, they clicked their heels together and gave him a respectful bow. "It is nice to see you, Naruto-sama," the guards said at the same time. Due to Naruto spending so much time in the Sand Village with Gaara plus his SS rank in the bingo book, Naruto got the respect of a kage in most villages that were allied with the Leaf. The lower tier villages also somewhat worshipped Naruto for his acts of making them allies to the Leaf and to the Guardians. They worked as spies in their village while also letting him know what goes on in areas close to him. Naruto gave them both nods. "I am here to see Gaara, we have to talk about some things." Naruto spoke in a sharp tone that could cut through steel. He gave the guards a piercing gaze that seemed as if he was judging them for all they were worth. The guards were a little nervous to be in the presence of what had to be the strongest man alive. His thick and dense chakra was suffocating to say the least. They felt as if they were drowning in the sands and Naruto was the sandstorm coming to sweep them under the sands of time. Those blue eyes of his sparked with an intense power and sometimes looked to spark with electricity. His spiky blonde hair that blew in the wind danced across his face. Those two bangs that fell over his headband seemed to sit up like two demon horns, only making his nickname the Heavenly Demon sound much more true. His blue armor that seemed to be as fresh as he had just gotten it made. However, that was only due to the seals and it being enhanced with the power of Kasumi and made by the advanced technology of the Land of Spring. His black undershirt along with his black pants seemed to be rough but also contained a luxurious quality to it. "Why yes sir, Lord G. Gaara is in his office." The guard to the left spoke. He was only a skinny man with the typical sand uniform on. He cursed himself for stuttering in front of this man. "Great, I will go right to him." Naruto then walked into the rocks that led to the sand village followed by his two comrades. Sakura and Kakashi were amazed at the respect Naruto was receiving from all of the villagers and ninja. They would sometimes bow and give him slight waves while the women and little girls would blush at him. Sakura glared at them trying to come on to her brother. Kakashi gave off slight perverted giggles but a glare from Sakura and he was back into ninja mode. They made it to the tower of the Kazekage. Naruto saw Gaara's window was open and took the chance to do his thing. Piss people off. Naruto put Sakura over his shoulder and grabbed Kakashi by the back of his jounen collar and floated up to the open window. Naruto then floated inside like he owned the place. Gaara's eyebrow had a slight twitch. He tried to hide it, but if the smirk on Naruto's face was anything, he guessed the blonde had seen it. Gaara then noticed the smirk leave his face and saw that Naruto was equipped and seemed to be ready for war. Gaara then sent his Onbu guards out of the room with a wave of his hand. Naruto then put up a silencing seal on the room. Kakashi, Sakura, and Gaara watched the black lines spread across the room and reach all corners of the room and they glow blue for a moment. Naruto then spoke up. "Those Red Dawn assholes are on their way here." Naruto's gaze was fierce and penetrating. Gaara had gotten used to it when training with the blonde and the other guardians. "Okay, when will they be here?" Gaara spoke in his calm and powerful tone of voice. "They should be here around night time." Naruto replied to Gaara's question, in turn answering the question Kakashi and Sakura had. Sounds good. Most people will be inside and in a space location at that time, which means we don't have to worry about anyone interfering," the redhead said with a hand on his chin. "We will go and get them before they even make it to the village," Naruto said, but it sounded more like an order to everyone else. Sakura and Kakashi were worried that Gaara would not like how Naruto was speaking to Gaara. Their worries were put to rest when Gaara nodded to Naruto's statement and surprisingly smirked. Yes, Gaara was a kage, but he was also a member of the Guardians and listened to Naruto, who was the leader and strongest of them. Gaara would not follow an order Naruto would give him if it would endanger his village, and made sure Naruto was aware of this fact. Naruto was cool with that and only ruffled Gaara's hair and gave him that foxy grin. "You never change," Gaara simply said. "Always want to strike first." Naruto merely smirked. "You think I'm going to be sitting on my ass waiting for them mongrels to come and get me? I'll bring it to M, and blow they ass up with a smile." Kakashi's sweat dropped. He was not used to how Naruto operated. Sakura and Gaara were already used to this by now. Naruto was always a kill first and talk later kind of guy. "So when will we be leaving then?" Kakashi asked. "We can go right now. I know where they are." Naruto replied to the one-eyed Cyclops. Naruto then had a question pop into his mind. He turned to Kakashi with a questioning gaze. "Do you have the Mangekyo Sharingan?" After Naruto finished his question, he saw the range of emotions run through Kakashi's lone eye. Rage, sadness, despair, and disappointment. Kakashi then meets Naruto's gaze with a stern black eye. "I do." Naruto nodded and made a gesture as to say continue. "I had a feeling I would need it in the future, so I trained in it over the past years." Naruto nodded in expectance. "Do you have a decent control over it?" Naruto questions Kakashi again. "I can only use it 2 times and stay on my feet. If I pushed myself then 3 times, but I would be done after that." Kakashi answered Naruto's question. Naruto was a little disappointed at that. 2 times was not a lot to work with, but maybe if he... Naruto shook his head. "Something like that could wait for a different time." "Alright, that should be enough to win this fight," Naruto said and got a nod from Kakashi. Naruto then turned his attention to the other 2 in the room. "We will be facing Sasori of the Red Sand and Deidara the Mad Bomber." Kakashi and Sakura's eyes widened at what was just said. Those 2 were high S-rank ninjas and part of the Akatsuki. "Are you sure only us 4 will be enough?" Sakura asked hesitantly. She knew she was strong, but actually facing a S-rank ninja so soon in her career was a little unnerving. Naruto, seeing the state Sakura was in, decided to do what he did best. "Sakura-chan, now is not the time to doubt yourself, I trained you better than that." Sakura flinched at his words. Naruto had indeed trained her and the others for a bit. "It was hell. If I didn't think you guys couldn't handle this, then you would not be here. You are strong." The green eyes of Sakura began to glow with determination. "When you start to doubt yourself, that is when you start to become weak and fragile." "Are you weak and fragile?" "No." Sakura answered, but her heart was not in it. "I said, are you weak?" "No." "Shanaro." Sakura's chakra spiked and cracked the floor and windows from the force of her power. Naruto smirked at her. "Good girl." Naruto ruffled her pink hair, messing it up in the process. Sakura swatted his hand away and glared with those emerald eyes of hers. Naruto's grin then faded, replaced by the look of a warrior. "Now let's go." Naruto then body flickered back to the gates. Kakashi, Sakura, and Gaara then left the office and their own body flickered to the gates. They all nodded and then began to run off into the desert behind Naruto, who was leading the way. Deidara and Sasori were walking in the desert sands. They were currently on their way to capture the one-tailed Jinchuriki. It had been 3 years and they were finally able to set their plans in motion. The group had lost 3 members before they were even ready to make moves. Kisame, Hidan, and Kakazu. Kisame's death had really set them back. He was the best at capturing his enemies and they would need something like that. Hidan and Kakazu were the best at getting them money for the organization. This was all because of that damn 9-tailed Jinchuriki. The leader was not happy when he had gotten news that 3 of his members had been killed. Pain had told them all if they were to run into Naruto they were to leave immediately. Pain had said they were all too weak to go against Naruto. So the leader would get Naruto himself. This had hurt their pride a little. They were all S-rank ninjas who could defeat countless ninjas themselves. They would not run away from some brat who was high off the 9-tails power. Naruto had made them a little scared and they would not accept that fact. He was taking them all out. He even gathered the other containers and made their own group. Another bump in the road to peace is what Pain called it. He claimed that they were all nothing compared to a god. Sayasri suddenly stopped in his tracks. He looked ahead of him and moved his metallic tail in front of him. This got the attention of his partner. "What's up, Sayasri, my man?" "I feel uneasy," Sayasri commented. The feeling only seemed to grow. He looked to see the winds picking up and what felt like the sand was moving. Deidara seemed to be clueless as to what was going on. "You are just tripping, my man. There is nothing to worry about." The blonde man then grinned. "I'll blow it up with my art." "Your stupid art won't do a damn thing." "What did you say about my art?" They quickly had to jump away when something impacted where they were just a second ago. The spot where they were standing blew up in a large explosion. The sand shot in the air and the sound of the explosion echoed in the sands. What was that? Deidara made a clay bird and hopped on it. He then flew to the sky to try and find a better view. He then saw something coming towards him, but he couldn't tell what it was. Maybe he is being tricked by the heat waves causing a mirage. Hey Sasori. I think I see something. Sasori squinted his eyes in the distance to try and see what it was. He could see what seemed like little blue sparks. He then added chakra into his eyes and was able to see better. It was him. Get out the way, he shouted to his partner on the bird. Deidara looked at his partner, which was a mistake he would pay for. He then felt something grab his face in an iron-like grip and squeeze tight. Deidara looked into the crimson eyes of Naruto. He flinched from the pain and fright he felt in this moment. He saw Naruto bring his fist back and throw it like a missile towards his chest. Naruto's fist impacted with Deidara's chest and it sounded like a lightning bolt had just struck. Deidara was sure he had just received several broken ribs and a caved-in chest from that blow. He was sent flying off the bird and into the ground where he was buried by the sand. Kakashi, you come with me. Naruto flew off to Deidara with Kakashi in tow. This left Gaara and Sakura to fight Sasori together. Sasori was not expecting things to turn out like this so fast. They were just walking to the place in silence and then all of a sudden they were attacked by the people they were supposed to capture. How did you know we were coming? Sasori asked in his raspy voice. Don't worry about it, you will be dead soon anyways, Gaara said with his crossed arms and impassive face. We'll smash you to bits. Sakura tightened her gloves and got into her stance. Ha, yay whatever. Sasori swung his tail at them and released some poison needles. Sakura easily dodged in between the needles while Gaara's sand simply blocked it. Gaara then commanded the sand to rise up and crush the hunched-over man. Sasori swatted the sand away with one of his tails and jumped away again only to be grabbed by sand tendrils that grabbed his legs and pulled him back down to the sand. He cursed and abandoned the shell. The two saw a flash and looked to see a red-head man standing there with an emotionless face. That was my favorite puppet. His voice was dry and lacked any emotion. As if he barely ever used his voice. Nobody cares. Sakura then rushed the man in order to punch his lights out. Sasori, seeing the girl rush in, opened his mouth and let out a horde of poison needles. Sakura, thinking fast, used earth chakra to harden her skin and covered her whole body in a thick rock that looked more like smooth slabs covering her whole body. The needles simply bounced off or broke on contact with her body. Sakura reached him and punched him right in the head. This knocked the man's head right off. Sakura was expecting to see blood or his skeleton. However, she was not expecting to see a blade come from his neck and lunge towards her head. Sakura focused the chakra at the point of impact and the same brown slab appeared and blocked the sword. Sakura jumped back in order to rethink her approach. Deidara reached out of the crater and got in a sitting position. Damn, that hurt like hell. He looked up when he saw Naruto flying down with his knee pointed towards his gut. Naruto landed right on his chest knee first. This caused Deidara to spit up some blood that landed on Naruto's face. More where that came from. Naruto then began to lay haymakers down on his fellow blonde. Each punch made Deidara's body jump and flinch. He was barely up and could only taste blood. Right when he was about to pass out he was woken up by a hammer fist to his face that made his ears ring. Deidara then used his chakra to switch with an exploding clone which blew up right on Naruto. Kakashi came up and saw that Naruto was just blown up. He knew better though. He had fought Naruto himself and knew damn well that it was going to take much more than one explosion to lay Naruto down. Ha ha! My art is supreme once again, Deidara laughed to himself like the madman he was. He then noticed Kakashi and smirked. He began to send chakra into his arms making two giant clay birds. HN, kill him. The birds flew towards Kakashi who started to make hand signs. Earth release, earth wall. Kakashi slammed his hands on the ground and a slab of wall rose and blocked the birds that exploded on contact. I've got more art than that copycat. Deidara was in the sky on his bird once more. Kakashi looked up with a bored look in his eye despite the situation. Aren't you forgetting someone? That fool is dead. All it took was a little explosion, Deidara said with a cocky grin. His grin was instantly wiped off his face when he saw a lightning rip right through his bird sending it crashing to the ground. Kakashi saw Naruto holding a Chidori in his hand. But it was extended to the sky and was easily cutting down the bird. So he can do easy shape manipulation. While keeping perfect control over it. Kakashi congratulated the teen in his head. He then saw Naruto jump in the sky and stab Deidara right in the shoulder and slice his left arm off. Deidara cried out at the loss of his left arm. He glared at the blonde who was floating in front of him. "You are pretty weak once I figure out your abilities," Naruto said, and 5 clones formed behind him. "I'll kill you. And wipe this place off the map." Deidre tore off his cloak and began to feed clay into his mouth on his chest. "I don't think so, bitch." The clones then formed Rasen shurikens in their hands. They covered their hands with Kasumi's chakra so their cells could be safe. All of the Rasen shuriken began to get covered with all the elements and were huge and packed with a large amount of chakra. Game over. Naruto launched his attack towards the slowly disappearing blonde. And to make sure, Naruto formed a mini-sun in his hand. It was Storm Release Supernova. He launched the mini-sun at the man along with the other attacks, which made contact with the blonde ponytailed man and blew up in a large explosion in the sky. The explosion shook the ground where Kakashi was and also caused earthquakes off in the distance. Over where Sakura and Gaara were fighting. They stumbled and looked to where Naruto and Kakashi were fighting. The ground was littered with destroyed puppets and craters with sand falling down. Sakura was on a giant boulder she had made when she struck the ground to crush Sasori. Gaara was floating in the air on a sand cloud. The two were dominating the fight against Sasori. If he was being honest, he thought he could beat him by himself. However, he almost fell when the explosion from the distance had finally reached him. The sand had kicked up, but he used his control over it to send it back towards the ground. Gaara looked and could see the giant cloud of sand in the sky, and he was sure it could be spotted from the village. Sasori knew what just happened. His partner died, and if things kept up the same way, he would also die. Coming to a decision, he ripped off his cloak and revealed his bare wooden body. "I didn't think that I would have to use myself, but it doesn't matter, you will soon be in my new collection." Sakura saw that puppet boy and couldn't help herself. "Ha ha ha. You are a puppet. I can't believe this." Sakura grabbed her stomach in laughter. This guy really turned himself into a life-size doll. She then had a question. "Do you even still have your dick?" "In order to get the best results, you must remove all unnecessary things," Sasori said in his calm voice, but if he could, there would be a vein pulsing on his forehead at someone laughing at his art. The ultimate art. "Whatever, this only makes it easier to crush your ass to bits." Sakura then dashed back in at Sasori. Sasori puts his hands out and shoots flames towards Sakura. Gaara then made the sand form a wall in front of the flames. He then made a glob of sand, picked Sakura up and tossed her over the wall. Sakura saw Sasori look up at her from where he was. She saw him extend a metal rope from his waist that was dripping with poison. The rope shoots at her like a snake ready to strike. Sakura twisted to the side while falling. She then grabbed the metal rope and yanked on it hard, which caused Sasori to be flung towards her. Sakura let out a beastly yell and slammed her fist into the gut of Sasori, causing him to fold over her chakra-covered fist. Sakura fell down to the ground and slammed the redhead who was still on her fist into the sandy ground. Boom! There was a huge crater in the ground. Sakura was getting up from the ground while Sasori was laying there on the ground with his puppet's eyes closed. Sakura wiped some sweat off her head and dropped to a knee and took heavy breaths. This was her first time going all out like this. She didn't use the 100 healings because she didn't need to at the moment. However, she had used a lot of chakra and given it everything she had to defeat this puppet boy. Gaara picked up the pink-haired girl with his sand and laid her on his sand cloud. Sakura gave Gaara a grateful smile as thanks. The Kazekage simply nodded and started to fly away. They had their backs turned and didn't see the puppet that was moving slightly. It opened its eyes and tried to get up and make a run for it. The puppet stopped when a round spinning ball flew through where its heart would be. It hit the chakra source that acted as its heart for his puppet bodies. He strained his head to look back and saw Naruto with his 2 fingers extended in his direction. "Rasen, Dan," Naruto stated calmly. Although it was very noisy in the desert due to all the battle that had just happened and the sandstorm going on in the back. Naruto's voice cut through it all like a hot knife through butter. "Bro!" Sakura called on the sand cloud. Naruto smirked at her. It seems she had become really strong if the destruction was anything to go by. "I thought I told you to make sure your enemy was dead. He almost got away." Naruto sounded as if he was talking to a child who misbehaved and was getting a lecture. "Sorry," Sakura said with her head down. Naruto then looked towards the dying puppet. "Any last words?" Naruto made a blade of wind and aimed it towards the puppet's heart. Sasori didn't resist. He knew there was nothing he could do, so he would at least help them out. "I have a spy meeting with me in 10 days at this bridge. He is a spy in the ranks of Orochimaru." Naruto was actually surprised at what he was just given. "Wow, and to think I thought you would say something about your dumb art." "My R." He didn't get to finish as Naruto stabbed him in his chakra source and cut his head off. Now, let's go and celebrate, Naruto said and flashed them all back to the village. Chapter 22. Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi were all at the gates of the village getting ready to leave. They were currently being thrown a goodbye celebration. The whole Sand Village was there and thanking them. They had protected the village and also saved their leader from death. Naruto was used to this now, so he just stood there proud with Kasumi around his neck with matching grins on their faces. Sakura was not used to this kind of praise, so she was blushing and looking away while hiding behind Naruto a little bit. She would give out small waves and smile but would always hide behind Naruto when she would see a cute guy. Kakashi seemed relaxed as ever with his book still out. However, his head seemed to be lower into the book than normal. He was never one for celebrations and a lot of attention. Alright everyone, I think we have done enough partying. Naruto remembered how the whole village was glowing last night. They had partied all night long and some people even partied through the day and were still going at it. You say that, but you are still holding liquor in your hand, Sakura said in a deadpan from behind Naruto. Naruto simply turned his head and grinned. He then got a smirk on his face that Sakura didn't like. He pulled Sakura out in front of him and placed a hand on her shoulder. Are there any men who would like to take my cute little sister out for a date? A bunch of boys raised their hands in excitement while looking at Sakura with hearts in their eyes. Sakura's eyes went wide and she tried to get away, but Naruto only held her in place. No. Brother, stop. Sakura tried to run away, but Naruto grabbed her with his chakra chain and pulled her back. As you can see, she has a lot of energy. Who thinks they can keep up with her? Naruto yelled to the crowd, making the boys almost trample over everyone on their way to Sakura. Sakura, seeing this, only did what she was good at. Destroying. I said no, damn it. The pink-haired medic brought her fist down on the ground and a massive crater formed in the sand, which was quickly filled with sand. This caused a gap between all of the sand villagers and her team. Sakura then turned a glare to Naruto, who was still grinning at her. Take us home. Sakura punched Naruto right in the face with chakra coming off her fist. Naruto didn't even flinch. Come on sis, I was only joking, but if you want to go back so bad, fine. Naruto pulled the two into his arms. I will see you all some other time. Bye Naruto-sama. A bunch of women from the brothel houses and fangirls yelled to Naruto. The armor-clad blonde simply winked at the girls, causing them all to swoon. He then left in a blue flash. Hokage office. In a blue flash, Sakura, Kakashi and Naruto were standing in front of Tsunade's desk. Naruto was giving his busty mother a grin. Kakashi was reading his book and Sakura was throwing up in the trash. Mission successful. Naruto spoke over the sound of Sakura throwing her guts out. I expected nothing less, Tsunade said with a smile on her face. Honestly Hokage-sama, I don't see why you even added us to this battle. Kakashi flipped a page in his book, getting a glare from Tsunade which made him tense up. Naruto could have beaten them by himself. This made Naruto chuckle. If I just went and defeated them all at once. That would make the dance boring. Naruto patted Kakashi on his back. Plus, I also wanted to see you guys in your power. Naruto was pleased from what he saw. Sakura had gotten very strong from the last time he had fought with her. If things kept up, she would become stronger than Tsunade. Kakashi could train a little more and also make his stamina better, but the gray-haired man was too lazy and slightly arrogant in his Sharingan. Did we miss anything, Lady Tsunade? Sakura asked after she healed herself and got a hold of herself. No, not really. Naruto was about to speak up until he felt something in his pocket pulse. Hold on you guys, I'm going to talk to the Akatsuki. Naruto then pulled the ring he got from Sasori and slipped it on his finger and sent his chakra into the ring. Wait Naruto, don't do something so reckless, Tsunade yelled and got up from her seat. It was too late though, Naruto had seemed to space out and not be responding to anything. When Naruto opened his eyes again, he did not see the office. He was just standing in what looked like a dark cave and he was standing on what looked like a giant finger. He gazed around with sharp eyes at what was around him. He had no trace of joking on his face, the usual grin that was on his face was now gone and replaced with eyes that were sparking with power. The other members looked at Naruto in surprise and a hidden fear of the man who had been killing them off left and right. They wondered how he even got to this place, but then saw the ring on his finger that used to belong to Sasori. There was silence in the cave. No one made a move or uttered a sound. It seems I have found the rabbit hole. Naruto broke the silence that was in the cave. His body made from static shimmered to life. What are you doing here? Ninetales. Pain, the leader spoke looking down on Naruto as if he was beneath him. Which he was in Pain's opinion. Naruto looked at the person who spoke and guessed he was the leader of this group. The locked gazes, and Naruto didn't back down from the gaze of God. Naruto looked curious at finally seeing the legendary eyes of the Sage of Six Paths. So you are the big bad leader of these misfits. I am impressed that you have the eyes of the Sage of Six Paths. Pains narrowed his eyes on the blonde boy. How do you know of these eyes? Pain more or less demand from Naruto. The other members stayed quiet while silently watching the whole conversation unfold. Does it really matter how I know? Naruto crossed his arms while still looking towards Pain. I suppose it doesn't. You will still fall to God. Oh, are you saying that you are God? Naruto chuckled to himself. This made Pain narrow his eyes in anger at the blonde. You dare laugh at God, you and all the other beasts shall fall and no pain. That is when Naruto's killing intent and power flared. This sent Itachi, Zetsu, and Konan to their knees. Naruto saw the one with a swirl mask struggle a little but otherwise brush his power off. He also saw the unmistakable view of a Sharingan. He would keep that for later. Naruto then turned his gaze back to the leader who seemed to be affected by his power if the wide eyes and panicked face was anything. You listen here, bitch, you better hope I don't find where you are. Because if I do. Naruto paused and spiked his power even more. I'll kill you, Naruto said coldly, and his hair turned white and spiked up for a quick second. The blonde then vanished from the cave, allowing all of the members to get back on their feet. Back in the office, Naruto opened his eyes to see the whole place cracked and destroyed. Tsunade and Sakura were behind her desk peeking over it. Kakashi was outside with his one visible eye wide in shock and hidden terror. The Anbu in the room were out and approaching Naruto hesitantly. Naruto saw this and got a sheepish look on his face. He put his hand behind his head and scratched it nervously. Sorry about that, guys, guess the Uzumaki temper got the best of me. They all just looked at him blankly for a second until his mother snapped out of it first. Got the best of you. Tsunade was on him in a second. She was pulling his ear hard and using her incredible strength to make it hurt. You damn near destroyed my office. Ow, you're going to pull my ear off. Naruto winded childishly in a chibi form along with Tsunade, who was whacking him on the head. Everyone just watched the mother and son with clear amusement. Even the Anbu chuckled a little at seeing the storm of the leaf be scolded by his mother. Once Tsunade was done punishing her son, she walked away with a huff and crossed arms under her wonderful bosom. Sakura-chan, can you tell the rest while I go home and get some medical attention to my brain? Naruto then left in a wind tornado, not giving her a chance to answer. Well, I guess I have no choice now. Sakura then turned to Tsunade, who was sitting at her new desk and chair. When we were about to kill Sasori, he told us some important news. Oh yay, like what? Tsunade asked with a head tilt. He said he was meeting with a spy in 10 days at Tenchi Bridge. Tsunade's face became serious. She got a bad feeling about this, and that never meant anything good. Go on. The spy has information on Orochimaru and his whole village, supposedly. Tsunade's feeling was correct. Her evil teammate had something to do with this. However, this was a chance that couldn't be missed. They could possibly get the drop on the snake freak and wipe him and his village out. Okay, I will send you guys out on this mission. Kakashi, make sure you are ready for this mission in 10 days, but you guys will need another teammate to help you out. Kakashi, who was still outside enjoying the breeze, snapped his book closed and looked at Tsunade. Do we really need another teammate? You know we are good enough to go on this mission without someone possibly bringing us down. That is correct, but for the sake of team balancing I have to give you guys one extra. Kakashi looked at Tsunade blankly for a moment. Whatever you say, Hokage-sama. Kakashi then walked out with his book in hand, leaving Tsunade and Sakura in the office. Streets of Konoha. Naruto was walking down the street to his compound. He was thinking about just flashing there but decided to walk and admire the view of the village. He smiled and waved at all the people who greeted him. Naruto then saw a familiar pineapple top. Shikamaru, Naruto said, and put an arm around the lazy boy's neck and gave him a grin. The black-haired boy sighed from the action but soon smirked back at his longtime friend. Hey Naruto, I see you are still being a drag as usual. Hey, don't be like that. Naruto then grinned and Shikamaru didn't like that. I just got back from the sand and you know who I saw. Here it comes, Shikamaru said in his head. Your fine-ass girlfriend. Naruto then laughed out loud. He would always mess with Shikamaru about how he managed to get a girl like Tamari. What a drag, if you mind, I am preparing for the Chunin exams right now. Are you now? Naruto put a hand on his chin. They're going to be in the sand this year, right? Right. Hey you guys. They both looked up to see Choji eating some barbecue chips. "Choji, I always see you putting something in your mouth." Naruto then got a smirk on his face and walked to the boy. Shikamaru saw the smirk and did a silent prayer for Choji in his head. Naruto then went up to the boy and whispered in his ear. Choji's face quickly became red and he had steam coming from his ears. Naruto, that is P perverted. All Naruto did was laugh and pat the fat boy on the back. "You will understand sooner or later." Naruto's eyes then snapped to where he saw a black and white tiger running towards him and his friends. He simply swiped his hand down and the tiger dispelled in an instant. Naruto's eyes snapped to the pale boy who was sitting across from them with a blank face and drawing brush in his hand. Shikamaru and Choji snapped to attention and got ready to defeat the enemy. "Who is that guy?" Shikamaru asked. His voice no longer holding the laziness it once had. "Doesn't matter, he is dead." The next thing Shikamaru and Choji knew, Naruto was no longer standing where he once was and was now on the guy who was attacking them. "He's fast," Shikamaru and Choji thought. Naruto pulled out his moonlight sword and clashed it with the other guy's tanto. Naruto overpowered him immediately. Naruto scowled and put his sword back in its sheath. "You are not even worth my blade, weakling." Naruto then formed a blade of lighting over his right hand. The glow shinned of his navy blue armor light a ray of hope or how his enemies see it. The light to death. Naruto ran his hand right through the pale boy's heart, destroying his heart in an instant. Naruto looked at him with no remorse as blood spilled on his hand and stained his armor. The boy coughed up more blood and dropped to his knees once Naruto yanked his hand out of his chest. "Daring to challenge me was foolish of you." Naruto had no mercy for his enemies. This gave him the nickname of Heavenly Demon from the Iwa Ninja. Over the 3 years he had killed a good chunk of Iwa ninjas. They wanted to dance but were not able to match his steps. All except the little bee. She probably hated him for killing a bunch of her comrades, but she too had laid waste to ninjas of the leaf. "Well, that was quick," Shikamaru said, looking at the dead body under his feet. "Geez, Naruto, you didn't have to be so brutal." Choji didn't like how brutal Naruto killed the guy. He had heard stories of how Naruto killed his enemies with no mercy no matter who they were. "I didn't have to, but, with Anko as your sensei and the Nine Tails training you, it's hard not to get some of their quirks after so long of fighting with them." Naruto searched the body of the dead teen and pulled out things that might be useful. "So does everyone in your clan fight like you do?" Choji asked nervously. He was a little nervous about having a whole clan of ninjas that fought like Naruto. He got his answer when Naruto turned his head and smirked at him. Naruto then rose to his feet and released some of his power for the world to feel. Lighting sparked from his body and the sound of thunder clapping could be heard. It was like the gods were applauding Naruto on his power. "The Uzumaki are the strongest ninja. No one can stop us." Naruto spoke with utter power and confidence in his clan. All the Uzumaki around the world had a sudden spark of courage and confidence. Shikamaru and Choji had the urge to get on one knee and pledge loyalty to Naruto. They were moved by his confidence in his clan because they too were clan heirs and had to represent their clan. They wanted to be like Naruto Uzumaki. The storm of the leaf. "Follow me." Naruto's voice was commanding and authoritative. It left no room for argument. "Yes." The two boys grabbed the body and left in a body flicker. Hokage office. "Who the fuck is this?" Naruto asked while standing over the body of Sai with his foot on the dead teen's back. "Naruto, can't you see I am busy?" Tsunade was talking to the three elders while Hiruzen was standing next to her. "Old man, you're still alive," Naruto said, seeing Hiruzen in green and black clan robes while smoking his pipe. Hiruzen only chuckled at the armor-clad blonde. "I am very much still alive. But if you keep flexing your power like that I might die from a heart attack." Naruto chuckled to himself. "Well, I had to show these two how they run a clan." Naruto pointed at Shikamaru and Choji. "It doesn't matter, why are you here, boy?" the elder Kahara said. Naruto looked at the other elders coldly. His eyes were sharp and posture ridged. As if waiting for someone to make a move. The elders began to sweat nervously and even Danzo seemed a bit off. "Damn it, he killed Sai. He was one of my best tools." "Who is this guy?" Naruto asked once again. "He was supposed to be your new teammate." Tsunade spoke up. "Then why did he attack us?" "I sent him to greet you." Danzo chose this time to speak up and hopefully gain control of the situation once again. Next thing he knew, Naruto slammed him into the wall and had a glowing blade of sharp chakra at his throat. Naruto looked Danzo into his one good eye. Ever since he had ripped the fake out along with cutting his arm off, which was made of Hashirama cells. I should just kill you right now, Naruto stated calmly and pushed the sharp blue blade closer. You won't, Danzo said as calm as he could. Inside he was nervous. Naruto was known for not showing mercy. But he had to try and play on his pride and the fact that he was in front of the Hokage and elders along with 2 clan heirs. Naruto, that's enough, Tsunade yelled. Naruto kept his gaze on the man for a little while longer. Naruto put him down and back away. He let his chakra blade fade away. Danzo smirked at Naruto. He had won and always will win. Hiruzen knew better though. He saw the look in Naruto's eye. It was the same look when he was about to kill Neji in the Chunin exams. Kushina, Naruto's mother, had the same look in her eye during the war. It was the look she gave right before she completely destroyed her enemies. Naruto, faster than anyone could see, quickly coated his hand in lighting and cut Danzo's head off. Danzo's head fell to the ground and his body soon slumped over. Naruto walked over to the body and went through hand signs. Goku, I need some of that hot shit. Hot and ready, Goku sent Naruto some of his chakra. Lava balls then formed around Naruto which he made drop onto Danzo's body and burn it to ashes and then burning that. Everyone in the room was shocked, well everyone except Hiruzen. The old man simply sighed in pity for his old friend. Tsunade didn't think Naruto would do such a thing as killing an elder right in front of her and the other elders. The elders were shaking in fear of Naruto. Let this be a warning to you elders. Your political power means nothing, and you better know your role and shut your mouth. Naruto then flashed to his compound saying everything he had to say. His message was sent and he knows they got it direct. That boy. Tsunade rubbed her temples in frustration. She loved her son. Her son. It was weird calling herself Naruto's mother at first since she knew his real mother. However, Naruto didn't care and simply told her she was the closest thing he had to a mother. Soon she simply started to see Naruto as her son and just went with it. Yes, he is quite something. Hiruzen blew out a ring of white smoke. Hiruzen, why are you not doing anything? Koharu asked in fear and panic. Hiruzen only raised an eyebrow at her. And what do you want me to do? I am definitely not fighting him, I'd rather fight my old student again. Hiruzen shivered at the thought of just going up against Naruto. He could already hear the devilish laughter. Maybe if he was in his prime, but he knew that it wouldn't even make a difference if he was in his prime or not. He must be put to death. He killed Danzo, Homura shouted. Tsunade then flared her ki at the 2 elders and had bloody murder in her eyes. I've had enough of you. Be lucky he didn't kill you either. Now get out of my office. They tried to stand their ground. They were war veterans for crying out loud. Tsunade got from her desk and walked over to them and grabbed them by their collars and threw them out of the door, breaking their old bones in the process. They all had it coming, the retired Hokage thought to himself. Uzumaki compound. Naruto appeared inside his room in the compound. He took off his battle armor and placed it on his armor stand. He took off his all-black undershirt and pants. He was now dressed in a messy white tank top that highlighted his muscles and well-toned arms. He was wearing some loose black pants similar to that of Tuya but made for comfort and not battle. He slipped on some blue sandals and left his room. He heard some noise in the backyard, so he walked over to see his daughter in an intense spar with Haku and Guren. She was using her kenjutsu skills to battle them both off while using some of that kido she was talking about. He could feel her spiritual pressure from inside and could only imagine that it must be worst for the girls outside fighting. He walked outside and saw Rukia be encased in Haku's crystal ice mirrors along with Guren, who had some crystal shards ready to pierce her. Rukia saw the attacks coming her way and took a calming breath. They had been sparring for 3 hours now and Rukia still had energy to burn. Haku and Guren seemed to be getting a little tired if their heavy breathing was anything to go by. Rukia reached inside her body and pulled on her chakra. The cold touch of her bloodline ran through her veins like ice-cold water in the morning going down your throat. Ice-style petrifying jutsu. Rukia was quickly covered head to toe in a thick layer of ice that protected her from the onslaught of attacks from Haku and Guren. Their attacks connected with Rukia's defensive jutsu, but she held strong. She quickly formed a plan inside her head. She jammed her sword in the ground and made a platform of ice, shot her into the sky, giving her a vantage point. She made a cross sign and 3 clones of Rukia popped into existence. They then went through hand signs. Ice-style ice dragon. 3 massive dragons formed behind the clones and rushed the girls on the ground. Haku was low on chakra, so this attack would be her last. Ice-style ice dragon frenzy. 5 ice dragons rushed Rukia's 2 dragons. They were smaller than hers but more in number. However, she underestimated the power of Rukia's dragons. Rukia's dragons overpowered Haku's dragon in an instant, making Haku's eyes widen. Guren made a giant dome of crystal to shield both her and Haku from Naruto's daughter. The whole compound was rocked by the explosion force of Rukia's attack. It was a good thing Naruto put up seals around the compound. "I've got you right where I want you." Rukia dropped and was in front of them. Naruto was on the sideline watching with a proud grin on his face. "Now that's my girl." "Dance, Sode no Shirayuki." A white ribbon extended from the end of her blade's hilt and spiritual pressure exploded off of Rukia. She got into the stance to unleash one of her most powerful, poked her sword into the ground 4 times. Haka no Togame. A massive blast of ice shot from the tip of her sword towards Guren and Haku at intense speeds. They put more chakra into their wall and a layer of ice and crystal shot up to block Rukia's attack. Rukia widened her eyes at the attack she had just launched. She didn't mean to pack so much power into the attack. "I got too engrossed in the battle and let out a little too much power. I see why father likes battle so much. I may have ice in my veins but my blood is pumping. I'm so proud of you." The voice of Naruto sounded and next thing everyone knew was Rukia's attack was blasted away by Naruto, who had a proud smile on his face. Rukia's heart swelled with pride and joy at her father being proud of her. This was one thing she missed while he was gone for so many years. She missed when they would spend time together. Whether it was training, playing, or just relaxing at home. "It's all thanks to you, father. But can you keep up with me, old man?" Rukia smirked at her dad. She gripped her sword, which hummed in excitement at finally being able to cut up Naruto. Naruto threw his head back in laughter. "So you still want to keep going?" Naruto summoned his moonlight blade. Naruto lost his grin for a moment and simply gazed at Rukia with nothing but love for a moment. He remembered when they first met. He remembered bringing her to the village, he remembered training her in the sword for the first time, he remembered her first day of school. Now she was a beautiful young woman who was growing each day. His vision began to blur and get watery due to unshed tears. He quickly blinked them away though, now was not the time. "Let's see how well you dance?" Naruto then dashed towards Rukia, who charged in and met him head on. Bang! The force of the collision between the two sent shockwaves across the backyard. Naruto was holding back so he wouldn't blow his daughter away. Rukia, for her part, packed some power in that. She thought Naruto would at least struggle to maintain balance and she would capitalize on that. "You are going to have to do better than that." Naruto broke from their blade lock and engaged Rukia in an intense sword duel. This included slashes, jabs, jumping, lunges, and spinning slashes. Rukia had a hard time keeping up with her dad. They would clash and then disappear from view only to appear in another clash. It was making her frustrated that he was beating her so easily. "Why are you holding back? He is the strongest, you can afford to let loose on him a little." Her Zanpakuto criticized her from inside the blade. She wanted Rukia to slice Naruto into pieces. "You're right, sorry." Rukia tightened her grip around her blade and her royal purple eyes shined with determination. She was going to win. Rukia soon disappeared in a burst of speed. Rukia was behind Naruto ready to strike. Naruto widened his eyes at seeing Rukia move so fast. He could still follow her clear as day, but that was almost like his flying Raijin. He could feel Rukia was behind him getting ready and could feel the smugness coming off her blade. Naruto only smirked. He was gone in the blink of an eye. Rukia was not surprised that her dad was able to dodge her attack. She was not yet a master at the move yet and only good enough to travel short distances. "I am impressed once again." Rukia turned around and saw Naruto clapping for her. "What was that move called?" "It is called Flash Step and you can experience it more in a second." Rukia then disappeared again and was on Naruto with fast pinpoint accurate slashes. Naruto bobbed and weaved in between the slashes. Naruto ducked and gave Rukia a shoulder tackle and then kicked her away a good distance. Allowing them both to get some rest from the quick exchange they just went through. Naruto stood straight up and held his blade out with his right hand. "Don't falter." Rukia dashed towards Naruto in the process, kicking up dust and cratering the ground where she dashed from. Naruto simply held his blade firm and looked sharply at Rukia. Naruto's blade glowed blue while the air got colder from Rukia's sword and chakra. Naruto blocked a barrage of strike from Rukia which left small craters on the ground from the force of her power. Everyone who lived in the house was outside looking at the two with amazement on their faces. "Rukia-chan really is strong," Shizune said. She was proud of the girl just as much as Naruto was, well maybe not as much since he was the girl's father. Everyone saw flashes of the two all around the backyard. They were leaving deep cuts in the ground that glowed from leftover chakra. Naruto blocked an overhead slash from Rukia and parried with a slash meant to cut her admin. But she covered her hand in a thick layer of ice and blocked his blade. She's strong. To be this good at such a young age, but this isn't enough to take me down. Naruto stomped the ground and high-pressure water spikes shot up from the ground. Rukia froze some of them and dodged the rest. Rukia slid back and had her blade in her right arm and was high above her shoulder and looked like she was ready to thrust the blade. Naruto slid back in his blue sandals that were covered in dirt. His white tank top was a little dirty but was overall clean. What is she doing? Her blade glowed white and next thing Naruto knew was he had to dodge the thick layers of ice rushing at him. He sliced some of them with his blade but she was able to launch a lot for someone who seemed to be tired. Naruto locked onto Rukia who was about to make her way towards him if the way her legs seemed to tense. Naruto was about 30 feet away from her but space meant nothing to him. The blonde was on Rukia in 3 steps. Don't slip, this dance is dangerous. Rukia had to put her blade up and block the perfect slashes from Naruto. She had no idea how he wielded his sword so fluently. She watched as his blade cut through the wind with no resistance and seemed to make the wind swirl around his blade in a tight motion. Bang! Sparks flew as Naruto and Rukia were a blur once more, but it was clear Naruto was winning. And for the closer. Naruto did an overhead slash which was blocked, but he did not stop and swung once again in a horizontal way. Rukia then lost track of Naruto's blade and was assaulted with the heavy strikes from Naruto. Naruto swung his blade which seemed to be in slow motion for Rukia. The blade caused deep cuts to form in the ground while the wind howled from his blade cutting through the air. Naruto had knocked Rukia's sword from her hand and made her fall on the cut Rukia's cheek, drawing a little blood. Dance of the Uzumaki. That was what Naruto just pulled off. It was 4 formations of movements which got stronger with every formation and step. Rukia had managed to survive 2 steps and was the only left alive to talk about it. Good job little rabbit, you did good. Naruto picked her up and placed Rukia on his back. Rukia blushed. I told you to stop calling me that, I am not a little girl anymore. She put her arms around his neck and legs around his waist to hold herself up. Naruto only smiled. And I told you, you'll always be my little girl. Rukia laid her head on his shoulder and huffed. I know. He began to walk over to the others, leaving the half-destroyed backyard which had ice spikes and deep craters with water filling the hole along with pink crystals littered on the ground. Did I do good, Dad? You did amazing, Rukia-chan. Rukia smiled at getting her dad's approval. She wanted to make him and her clan proud. She would get strong and eventually defeat him one day and lead the clan. Or she wasn't Rukia Uzumaki. Chapter 23. Hokage Office. Make sure you come back in one shape, this will most likely turn into some kind of fight, Tsunade said to Team 7 plus Naruto and Guren. Guren would be the extra team member they needed. It didn't take much convincing from Naruto's part, a little alcohol from his Thunderbirds and she was set in stone. I bet that shithead will pop up, Naruto said with crossed arms, making his blue armor clank. He had decided to wear it since he was sure a huge battle was coming and he wanted to be prepared. When he put on the armor, heads were going to roll. If so, you have permission to kill him. Tsunade responded. I was going to do that anyways. Tsunade's eyebrow twitched from her son's antics. Just make sure you all get what information you can before shit goes south. Now dismissed. The makeshift team left to the front gates. Gate. The teams appeared and were ready to leave until Kakashi stopped them all. Naruto, can't you just fly us all to the location so we won't waste time? Yes, I could. Great, is everyone ready? Kakashi asked and everyone did a quick pat down to make sure they had everything. Naruto looked to Guren who was wearing her green dress that had one long sleeve and another missing sleeve. Under her dress she had a red turtleneck which is a one-piece suit that has a white fluffy collar and black gloves. On the bottom of the dress there is a big Uzumaki swirl the color white. Guren is wearing calf-length black sandals. She looked damn sexy if he was being honest and had to resist the temptation to take her back home and dominate her. He would settle for what he could get now though. Eep. Guren let out a girlish squeal that was not like the normal Guren, who was sadistic and well-mannered. The light blue-haired woman turned to glare at Naruto who was not looking ashamed at all, only grinning. Must you do that in public? Her face had a pink tint to it from the embarrassment of getting her ass slapped in public. I'm sorry, I just couldn't help myself. You are a pervert, Sakura said in deadpan. Sakura-chan. The group turns to see a white-haired teen who had a slim figure walking up to the group but mainly Sakura. Naruto remembered the guy right away when he saw the 2 red dots on his forehead. Kimimaro-kun. Naruto saw his little pink-haired sister run and jump in the man's arms and give him a big kiss. His eyes almost fell from his sockets. Naruto looked to see if anyone else was shocked like him, but they were all smiling as if this happened often. "So you were about to leave, I see," Kimimaro said while holding Sakura by the waist. "Yes, we are about to track down some spy." "Well, be safe, I will be waiting for your return." He gave her another kiss and left in a body flicker. Sakura put her hands to her red cheeks and started to fantasize about the things they have done and will do. The pink-haired girl then snaps out of her thoughts and goes back to the group and is under the gaze of Naruto, which makes her shrink. "So anything you want to tell me?" Naruto asks, looking down at Sakura. Surprise," she said weakly. Naruto looked at her for some more, making his gaze even more penetrating. He then bonked Sakura on her head, giving the girl a lump. Sakura whined a little before she healed herself and glared at Naruto, but she hid behind Kakashi when he raised his fist again, except this time his three elements wind, water, and lighting spun around it. "Anyways, let's go. Naruto, summon one of those thunderbirds please." Kakashi clapped his hands. Naruto then bit his thumb and went through hand signs, and in a puff of smoke 2 6-winged birds were there and ready. One bird was all black and the other was all white. The white bird was called Blanco and the black bird was called Negro. "Well, look at you two all grown up." Naruto rubbed their heads and the two birds leaned into it. "Yes, Naruto-sama, we are big and strong now," the white bird named Blanco said in a childish male voice. "We were always strong, HMMP. The black bird named Negro said in a arrogant male voice. He was quickly smacked upside his head by his twin brother. "Yay, that's why Naruto-sama beat you up last time, right?" Blanco laughed at his brother. "You can't beat me though." Negro got ready for a fight. "Oh yay." Blanco also got ready, but before they could fight they were both hit over the head by Naruto. "You still argue over the smallest things," Naruto sighed while the birds rubbed the bump on their head. "Just take us to Tenchi Bridge." Naruto climbed on Blanco, Guren followed behind him and wrapped her arms around Naruto's waist and smiled. Sakura and Kakashi climbed on the Negro and they all took to the sky. Hokage office. "You can enter now." Tsunade spoke out to nobody until the wind from the breeze blew her hair. When the breeze went away it only showed the serious face of Jiraiya. Tsunade, seeing the serious face of Jiraiya, also put on a serious face. "What's going on?" "Iwa, they are sending a fleet of 500 ninja to the hidden grass to take it over and grab a foothold." Tsunade's eyes widen in shock. "That's not good. This will spark a war, no doubt." The Hokage then started to bite her thumb in nervousness. "Why would Aniki do this? We have more allies than he does." "That is true, but they outnumber our ninja." Jiraiya put in his 2 cents. "That still wouldn't make him do something as outrageous as this," Tsunade yelled quickly, losing her temper. "I know, the old man must have something up his sleeve." Jiraiya went into deep thought about what could have made him so sure of his actions. Especially with the fact that Naruto was back and an active ninja. The answer soon came to both Tsunade and Jiraiya at the same time. Akatsuki. Tsuchikage's office. The third Tsuchikage was currently shaking the hand of one Pain, the leader of the criminal organization. They both had a common enemy in this situation. The Leaf Village. It also helped that they had done business once in the past. One wanted peace while the other would only take what was left. Like a vulture. Aniki claimed it would help Iwa become the strongest and surpass all the others. "I will be in contact with you." Pain didn't give Aniki any time to argue and just left the room. The old man grumbled about young whippersnappers and showing no respect these days. That was until his granddaughter spoke up. "Gramps, I don't like this, we should find some other way to deal with this. The Leaf has us outnumbered with allies. Some guy with fancy eyes isn't going to help. Will you calm yourself down? I know what I am doing." "Really, we have been having skirmishes with the Leaf for 3 years now, you also waited for him to come back." Kurotsuchi, the fiery woman, had a hint of anger in her voice. "What? Are you scared?" Aniki snapped on her. The black-haired woman gasped in shock at this. How the hell could he say that when she was the only one out there fighting that crazy blonde and holding her own? She wasn't stronger than him, but she damn sure did a better job than anyone else who has come into contact with him. The female Jounin knew Naruto was holding back on her because he never used his Bijuu's chakra, only his stupid storm release. "How the hell can you say that? You are not even out there fighting. All you do is push papers and complain about your back problems. You haven't seen his power, you don't know how overwhelming it is." Aniki scoffed at his granddaughter. "He is just a brat with a head too big for his shoulders. I have seen his kind before. The big-nosed Kage thought of the late Madara Uchiha he had fought long ago. Kurotsuchi started to shake with controlled rage and the ground under her started to melt. I am telling you not to make such a brash move against the leaf like this. Stop thinking about the old way of things, it won't solve anything. Get out, Aniki said, not even looking at his granddaughter who had a sad look on her face. She knew what he was planning would only hurt them more in the end. The words of Naruto then rang back into her head. It's time for a change in the world, out with the old farts and in with the new. I look forward to our next dance, Bumblebee. You will become even more beautiful in the future. Kurotsuchi left the room and punched the wall outside, causing lava to explode from her hand and melt the whole wall. There was a blush on her face that went to her ears. That bird brain, flirting with me when he already had a harem of girls. She let out a HMMP. No way in hell would she become part of his little harem. She'd rather run a lava-covered hand through his heart. Naruto was a rival for her and nothing more. Last time she saw him was a year ago in one of the skirmishes in Waterfall. He had changed, the bird brain wasn't just throwing jutsu around like he was before. Her face got red again. He was also more handsome. She then left in a body flicker to her house before anyone could see her. Appearing in her front room, she took off her flap jacket and was only in her red shirt that had a sleeve missing. The black-haired girl fell back on her couch. We don't see each other that way and he knows it. He is simply a flirt and can't help himself. She shook her head. Why was she thinking about that bird brain like this? A flirt he may be, but a cheater Naruto wasn't. She knew him well enough to know his loyalty ran deep just like hers. We are just rivals and I will come out on top. She had to admit though, the thought of fighting Naruto when he was holding nothing back was a little unsettling. They already reshaped the earth with their fights. What could he do at full power? The pink-eyed woman knew that Naruto cared for her somewhat and she hated to admit it, but she did as well. But if a war broke out, would he just kill her? She didn't want to die. There was her dream of leading the village and she was sure Naruto would become Hokage. She pictured the two of them both with the cage hats along with Gaara. That was when it hit her. Out with the old and in with the new. So that is what he meant. The bird brain wants to make a new era for the shinobi. A smile then came to her face. I'm down, but you still won't beat me. Tenchi Bridge. The group were hiding in the bushes overlooking the bridge. They had jumped off the bird so they wouldn't get noticed right away. I'll transform and make my way over there. Naruto in a puff of smoke was now an exact copy of Sasori. Don't forget to change your voice. Kakashi told the disguised blonde. Already on it, Naruto said in a voice sounding as if he had just smoked 100 cigarettes in 5 minutes. His voice was scratchy to the group's ears. I'll be off now. Naruto left out the bushes and walked over to the meeting point. Should we really have let Naruto go? Sakura said with a worried face. Kakashi only waved her off. He's the best at the clone jutsu, so it only makes sense that he goes. But he is not known for patience. Sakura tried to reason. Until Guren cut in. Master will be just fine. Guren sent them a smile which made the two calm down a little. That is until her smile turned wicked. But if it doesn't, it gives us a chance to kill that fucker. Slowly. Guren began to laugh evilly to herself. Sakura and Kakashi moved away from the blue-haired woman. On the bridge, Naruto was now looking at the approaching form of Kabuto. I knew he was a spy. Should have just killed him in the forest. Doesn't matter, he will most likely die today. Naruto stopped thinking that way when he felt someone else off in the distance. A grin came on his face, but nobody could see that. Hello again, Sasori-sama. What do you have for me? Right to the point as always, I see. Kabuto did a slight chuckle. You know I don't like to be kept waiting. So just get on with it. Right, well, Orochimaru has been training the Uchiha so he can take over his body soon. It is almost time for him to switch bodies. So you are saying he is weak right now? Yes and no. While he is not at his strongest, he is still a S-rank ninja, so he will still be able to put up a good fight. The smile then returned to Naruto's face. Okay, anything else? Naruto asked with his raspy voice. It seems that the hidden stone is making a move on the hidden grass, Kabuto said with a smirk and pushing up his glasses. Sasori/Naruto's eyes widened in surprise. Are they trying to start war? It would seem so, if they manage to get a foothold in the hidden grass. They could cut off the supply line and possibly move to the outer villages and possibly boast their ninja forces. That's not good for the Leaf Village. It's not, but do you have what I asked you for? Kabuto held his hand out and had an expecting look on his face. Well shit. Make it quick, I don't have all day. I got it right here. Naruto reached behind him to grab a kunai and shove it right in Kabuto's head. My oh my, what do we have here? The voice of Orochimaru came out of nowhere. Orochimaru. Kabuto and Naruto/Sasori jumped back. Damn it, I checked my tracks. How did you find out? Kabuto asked with chakra scalpels activated. Orochimaru chuckled and gave a slight signal to Kabuto which he caught. Before Naruto could say anything he was struck which dispelled the transformation around him. Naruto was now standing on the bridge with a grin on his face. The attack did nothing to him and he simply dispelled the transformation. When Kabuto and Orochimaru saw who it was they took a step back in fear. Why is he here? I can't beat him with my body in this condition if only I had Sasuke's body. Stop whatever it is you are thinking. Even if you had that Uchiha's body, you still wouldn't be able to defeat me. Naruto crossed his arms and had a confident look on his face. Orochimaru scowled at Naruto. This brat was really a problem, if only he had tried harder to kill him in the forest of death. Are you going to tell the rats to come out? Orochimaru looked to where the others were hiding. Naruto turned his back to them. Hey you guys. Come on out. Kabuto was about to rush in and strike Naruto in the back until Orochimaru stopped him. Don't, he is simply baiting you, Orochimaru hissed to his loyal subordinate. Kabuto scowled at his own weakness. He then watched as Sakura, Kakashi, and the most surprising of all Guren landed on the bridge. Wow, so many strong ninja just for us. I feel proud. You won't be feeling anything soon. Guren cracked her knuckles and got ready to kill her former master. If you couldn't kill me years ago, how will you kill me now? Orochimaru asked in a mocking tone. He would have said more if it weren't for the blue flash that appeared in his face. It was Naruto fucking Uzumaki. Don't worry about her, worry about me. Naruto punched Orochimaru in the chest so hard that he heard bones break and was sure his ribcage was now cracked to all hell. Orochimaru was sent flying through trees for miles, causing a path of destruction including fallen trees, trenches, and spilled blood. I'll take care of this guy, Guren. You handle him. Naruto then left in a lightning bolt. You heard him, I'll take care of this guy. Guren summoned swords made from crystals and charged Kabuto, who used chakra scalpels. Damn, I need to go and back up Lord Orochimaru. Kabuto spared a glance to where his master was and got a slash across his chest from Guren. Pay attention. Guren then sliced her blades again, but Kabuto, who was now paying attention, was able to dodge them. Guren increased her speed to land a solid hit which sent the glasses-wearing teen into the trees. Guren jumped over there and slammed one of her blades into his chest, causing him to spit up blood. Guren smirked sadistically and turned the blade in order to cause more pain. Not be bad. Kabuto spit up some blood. If only I was a real. Kabuto then turned into mud and Guren scowled in anger. She looked around to see him running towards Naruto. No you don't. Guren slammed her hands onto the ground and crystals shot up and were ready to skewer Kabuto. Crystal landfill. Kabuto had to use athleticism he didn't know he had in order to dodge. He was still cut and got some scratches from some spikes. Kabuto had to use some medical chakra to heal the wound on his chest and other scratches he just received. He tossed down a smoke bomb in order to come up with a plan out of this. Damn, she seems to have gotten stronger, I don't think I will be able to beat her head on. Kabuto pulled out a kunai and got ready to move. That was until he saw Guren come out of the crystal shard he was leaning behind. Guren stabbed him in the shoulder. She was going for the head, but the medic was able to dodge it at the last minute. Kabuto backed up in the smoke and cursed silently. He had to duck crystal shards that were shot at him again. He had to duck and roll again from all the crystals coming his way again. It's like she knows where I am. Kabuto once again had to dive out the way of a crystal dragon that came his way. He noticed that the dragon cracked a crystal shard behind him. Guren had trapped him in some kind of crystal circle. An idea already formed in his head. Is that the best you could do, weakling? I see why Orochimaru-sama never wanted your body if you were this weak. Kabuto blocked more crystal shards. As if I give a damn. Guren launched a volley of crystal shards that gleamed in the light towards Kabuto. The attacks missed but ended up hitting the place where the crack was, which had got bigger from the last attack. I don't even see why you even came? You can't even hit me. Kabuto felt Guren's chakra spike and knew he had this in the bag. You're dead. Guren flashed through more hand signs and a massive crystal dragon formed behind her with gleaming red eyes. She sent her hands towards Kabuto, who actually freaked out a bit from the size of the attack. I have to time this perfectly or it's over for me. Kabuto sent chakra into his legs and his heart pumped at an intense speed, sending more blood to his legs. He jumped out of the way at the last second and watched with a smirk as the dragon smashed right through the crystal shards that were around them. Kabuto quickly dashed out the opening, taking advantage of the dust cloud that was blocking him. Now all I have to do is go and help my lord. Kabuto began to run in the direction where he heard explosions and could feel Orochimaru's chakra depleting fast. Alright, let's move, Kakashi said to Sakura, who jumped off. The silver-haired man summoned a lighting blade to his hand and dashed towards Kabuto with his Sharingan exposed. Kakashi tried to pierce Kabuto's heart, but the glasses-wearing teen moved last minute. Gotta be quicker than that. Kabuto smirked at Kakashi, who only smiled back. Kabuto's danger senses went off last minute. He looked up with fear in his eyes. Sakura was coming down with a heel kick that would no doubt leave him 6 feet under. Kabuto channeled chakra into his back where it would hit him in order to try and soften the blow. Cha! Sakura landed heel first on Kabuto's back, which sent him into the ground. The impact sent tremors throughout the earth. The ground cracked and Kabuto spit out blood from the impact of the kick hitting his spine. The ground exploded like a geyser, which sent another wave of destruction everywhere. Sakura, Guren, and Kakashi landed outside the 10 feet deep crater that had Kabuto laying in the ground face first. They slid down the side and stepped closer to Kabuto, who wasn't moving. Guren made another crystal sword and stabbed Kabuto right in the heart. She wiggled the blade around just to make sure he was dead. He is dead for sure. Guren grinned down at the guy she had wanted to kill for a long time. Kabuto melted, revealing a hole under his body. The group was shocked once again at Kabuto getting away once again. Damn! Sakura cruised at the glasses-wearing teen getting away again. Guren was no better, he had escaped from her once again. Calm down, you two. We put him in an almost death-like state. Wherever he is, he will most likely die. Kakashi tried to calm them down before they blew a casket. Naruto was currently staring down a glaring Orochimaru. Naruto had completely outclassed Orochimaru that whole fight. He wasn't even wearing his normal grin or anything. Just bored. What a boring partner Orochimaru was. Is summoning snakes and jumping out of your body the only thing you know how to do? Orochimaru's glares intensified. The boy was already strong from a young age, but now he was even stronger and holding back on him of all people. You'll die, boy, you can't keep up with me for too much longer. Fighting with someone like you is nothing more than child's play for me, Naruto said, and then flexed his hands and got ready to attack. Cocky brat, I'll kill you. Orochimaru dashed towards Naruto with great speed. Naruto looked boredly towards the approaching snake Sannin. Naruto only grabbed the hand that was aimed for his face with his left hand. Naruto then punched Orochimaru in the gut, making the man go wide-eyed from the power and pain he felt. Orochimaru was sent flying back. Your false imagination of power is really pathetic. Naruto then appeared above Orochimaru and dropped down with a hand coked in chakra and punched him in the face, causing an explosion to go off that could be felt all the way to where the rest of his group was. When the smoke from the explosion cleared, it showed Naruto standing alone in a crater that was 30 feet deep and 20 feet wide. So he somehow escaped. But he didn't escape in one piece. Naruto looked at the arm of Orochimaru he had managed to grab before he switched bodies. Naruto looked over and saw the rest of the group coming towards him. When they arrived, he saw the disappointed look on Guren's face. What's the matter, Guren-chan? Naruto walked over and grabbed her hand tightly. Guren sent him a thankful smile. I failed to do what you asked of me and didn't kill Kabuto. Guren looked down when she said that, only to have her chin lifted and to see the smiling face of Naruto. It's fine, I bet you kicked his ass though, didn't you? The ecstatic look on Guren's face was all he needed to know. I sure did. Don't even worry, we can track them down and finish them once and for all. How can we do that, Naruto? Kakashi asked. He got a smirk from the armor-clad blonde. I can still sense their chakra and it is not far off, but it only seems that Orochimaru managed to get away because I don't feel his butt buddy near him. So does that mean Kabuto is dead? Guren asked, a little too happy. Maybe, or he just didn't get to Orochimaru. Naruto then put Guren over his shoulder, making the women get out a surprised eep. Anyways, let's go before he gets away. Naruto dashed off, leaving Sakura and Kakashi behind. You heard, brother. Sakura threw Kakashi over her shoulder and also dashed off behind Naruto. Let's go. Sometimes, I really hate these kids. Kakashi thought while drowning in despair and shame at being carried like a sack of potatoes. Naruto and company appeared outside what looked like a fake tree that had an opening on the inside. Well, this seems to be the place. Naruto put Guren down, who wobbled for a bit at the fast speeds. Yay, but how do we get in? We obviously can't just go through the front door, Kakashi said. Simple, we just blow this bitch up, Naruto said and flew up to the sky and got ready for his jutsu. Should we really be letting him do this? Sakura asked looking up at Naruto. Most likely not, but it will make things easier if we ignored all the traps and just bombed the place, Kakashi said. You guys should get back a safe distance, shit is about to get really destructive, Naruto shouted down to his team which was a little too close. Seeing everyone was a good enough distance away from him he got ready. The clouds covered the bright blue sky which quickly became heavy storm clouds. Thunderclap. A huge lightning bolt shot down from the clouds and impacted the hidden base causing shockwaves to be sent all throughout the forest and trees to be uprooted. When everything cleared it showed the base had been completely destroyed and was even on fire in some places. There was a huge hole showing the inside of the base which had odd patterns going up and down the wall. He was sure there were a couple of dead people somewhere. Alright, let's get all those who are hiding. Water formed from thin air by Naruto and was sent down like a waterfall into the base of Orochimaru. This would tear down the weak walls and bring people to vision. I'm not done just yet. Naruto sent down lightning blasts into the water to finish anyone off. He then felt Orochimaru's chakra and someone else's. Naruto dropped down to where his team was. Let's move in. Naruto left with everyone else to where he felt Orochimaru and the other person's chakra. Arriving at the scene, everyone could see a hole blasted in the roof of the hideout. They all went to the hole which let them see none other than Sasuke Uchiha and Orochimaru. Well, would you look at the little traitor? It seems the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Naruto crossed his arms and looked at the two with cold eyes. Sasuke glared at Naruto and activated his 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Don't ever compare me to him. You know I beat your brother 3 years ago, he was really strong and I can clearly see you are not on his level, Naruto said almost mockingly. Sasuke scowled even deeper and glared harder, he then raised his hand to the sky. Naruto looked shocked for a second before he wiped it away. Are you challenging me? Naruto asked. Sasuke scoffed. You are nothing to an Uchiha and that goes for your clan as well. Naruto's look then turned deadly and his power poured out. He wasn't the only one. Guren, who was an adoptive member of the Uzumaki, took great pride in being given the chance at a new life and she would not let such disrespect go unpunished. Sakura, who was also very close to the clan, sent her former crush a glare. Any feeling of hope she had for her former teammate was crushed with those words he said. Even Kakashi sent his former favorite student a glare. He wondered where he went wrong with the boy and felt a little pity for the boy because he knew what was about to happen. Final words of the Uchiha, Naruto said and disappeared from everyone's view. Naruto appeared behind Sasuke with his sword drawn. Be grateful that you were slain by the moonlight blade. Sasuke was about to say something until his view went upside down and then darkness overtook him. His head fell to the ground with a thud. Orochimaru looked at what happened with wide eyes. He began to panic. All his hard work had been wiped away in an instant, all because of Naruto Uzumaki. He looked at Naruto who didn't have a hint of remorse at what he had just done. An intense rage then took over Orochimaru. I'll kill you. Orochimaru launched himself at the blonde who simply readied his longsword. No matter how tough you make yourself out to be. This is the end for you, Naruto said right before he slashed Orochimaru in various points on the body. Moonlight sword style, sleet storm. Orochimaru's body then fell into multiple pieces. Blood flew everywhere and his inner organs dropped to the floor. Naruto looked at the two ninja he had just slain. It was another body for his moonlight blade which seemed to hum. Naruto raised the blade up to his face. You are really insatiable, you know that. The blade hummed which sounded like laughter if Naruto was being serious. Naruto-kun, you should destroy the Uchiha's eyes. Kasumi's voice echoed in his head. Yay, someone might come after his body for that. Naruto walked over to the head of Sasuke and covered his fingers in wind chakra and jammed his fingers in his eyes. Moving them around to be sure he got the job done. Naruto, is that really necessary? Sakura asked a little green in the face at what Naruto was doing. Yay, don't want anyone to take his eyes and cause more trouble. Naruto then stood up and sealed the two in a scroll so he could show his mother and get the money for killing these two. Alright, let's get back to the village. Alright guys, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. As always, the rest of the story is already out over on Patreon, link to that will be in the description. Anyways, until next time, peace.